54.
Yeah, 54. You guys can have your discussion in character, I guess, about what you think the cryptic means. Because I know a few of you have been thinking about it throughout the week. Anyway, let's get this started. Where's my notes? Okay. Last we left off, the Wayward Wanderers found themselves in a midnight besiegement as they were all abruptly woken from their sleep with a violent stab to the chest. Creatures of pure shadow danced in and out of the light and phased through walls and floor alike as they took swipes at the adventurers. Thanks to some quick thinking, the group learned that the creatures were invulnerable to most damage unless they were in bright light, which turned the battle in their favour. Somewhat baffled, they moved upstairs to check Duke Grimscorn's master bedroom, only to find his bed was made with no one around. Then creeping down into the basement, you found that the man of the hour, Duke Grimscorn himself, stood there solemnly, wispy shadows pulsating out of his arms and into the floor. A few brief words between Hargosh and Cedric, who you now learn was once upon a time called Dargosh, before we swung into combat. Thanks to some quick decisions from you all, and after some scary moments, you all came out on top, and Hargosh Lockjaw, Duke Grimscorn himself, lays defeated before you. But there was still something troubling at play. Sid, and Sid alone, was hearing screams of a woman coming from the next room. Stealing his nerves, and with his friends by his side, he walked into the storeroom and saw at the end of the room words written and glowing on a wall. It was a riddle. The group pondered on it for a while, and damn near everything was tried, except for running into the wall itself. What a silly suggestion from Andros, by the way. But a thought struck Anxie. The answer was staring at her plain as day. The last word of every sentence read, "You must end another person's life." You all beckoned Andros into the room and told him to push the wall, being the person who just took Hargosh's life. The moment Andros touched the wall moved as if it was weightless, revealing a secret room behind it. But they found no screaming woman. On the raised platform...
By the way,
Oh, okay.
I have a question about that.
What do you mean?
You must end a person's life. Haven't we all done that once in our career?
Not
Why does
really.
it have to be
No,
Andros?
you guys haven't.
We didn't have one.
Didn't we kill Perry?
Andros killed
Not
Perry.
us.
Didn't we kill a spider?
That's
That
a
was
spider.
Person, yeah.
Andros is the
I
only
feel like we
person out
have
of you so
taken
far who
lives.
has personally killed another person, humanoid being.
Appreciates that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 3. Yeah, all of you need to catch up.
True.
No, I'm good.
So, only a raised platform engraved with runes and a table containing 2 items, the previously noted sphere that Argosh had held, and a small box with a receptacle for holding an item and a glass panel above it. The sphere was scaldingly hot, burning anyone who touched it, and the box, though, was a little odd. You placed Hargosh's ring inside of it, and it told the group the magical properties of that item. While all this was going on, Cedric was thrown into his memories. Memories he, until recently, didn't know he had. Of a horrific time in his early childhood. A time when he stood in this room day by day and watched his mother get tortured by his villain of a father. All this time, Cedric had been running. Running from this place and never trying to remember what it had done to him, or the ways that it had shaped him. Dargosh, or DG, as his mother tenderly referred to him, was a timid, weak child. Cedric, the man he has grown to be, is the kind of man to immediately put himself in harm's way so that no one else needs to suffer. He's grown into the kind of man that his mother needed most, and she would be proud of who he became. Now, with the veil of his history lifted, Cedric's mind is no longer pained by the violent memories. He has moved a step towards acceptance, but now he has a greater trial of redeeming this manor that was once a place of such malice. Speaking of which, there's one last thing in the room. A second set of words on a wall. These ones, however, don't glow and don't exactly seem to be a riddle. They're more of a cryptic. No clear answer or way to solve it. It feels very different. As the group's heads grow wild with theories, they will have more time to reflect on what it could mean in the morning as they now turn to rest. Wayward Wanderers, I must remind you, every action has a consequence. The things you meddle with are from a bygone era. Be sure of yourselves before every step you make. You know not when your feet could be swiped out from underneath you and your life just as easily snuffed out. Stay wary and look out for each other. So, Wayward Wanderers, after the very long day you've had, you finally have the opportunity to rest. What would you like to do?
Weren't we doing a long rest?
Yeah, but is there any conversations you guys wanted to have beforehand? Or are we just jumping straight
I
into
think
the
we wanted
rest?
to set up a watch order.
Yeah.
If you want, sure.
I can take first one.
Andrew's taking first, who's taking second?
Not Cedric, apparently he's already long rest.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the second one.
Okay, and you'll only need a second because of the rest you got earlier. So, Andros, in this closed-off room, magically locked, roll a perception check.
Sorry, say it again, sorry.
A perception check, please, Andros. The only thing you hear all night is your allies breathing. And that is it. Anxie, roll your perception check as you wake up for your watch.
Sid takes notice of this little swap of watch, basically.
Aren't you sleeping?
It's kind of hard to sleep right now.
Okay.
I did sleep a bit, but I woke up. So while you take your watch, Cedric sits next to you. Awkwardly.
You're right, Sid.
Oh. Yep. Yeah.
Hmm. Something telling me you are not, but can't blame you for it. It's been rough.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Do you think I'm nice?
Hmm.
And Sid's like looking away right away, like,
You know, Sid, I do love bullying you, but I can't lie to you. You're literally the nicest person I know after Baylor. You're extremely good. Whenever someone's in danger, you go and help them. You never question whether these people are nice. You just go and help. That's who you are. You're extremely nice.
Sid kind of looks up at the ceiling, and you can see his eyes watering up a little bit, and he's just like looking away a tear, and he's just like, "Well, if that guy, the guy we killed in the next room, that was my father, and he was that evil. Well, what if I'm capable of those type of things?"
Sid, your relatives don't make you. Him being a terrible human being doesn't have any effect on you. Despite that, you ended up helping people. Despite that, you tried helping your mother back in the day. This person doesn't showcase who you are or who you're going to be. He was led by his own aims in life, goals. And they had nothing to do with you or your mother. You guys were just victims of him.
Oh, I wish I knew my mother. I wish I remember her. And Sid kind of looks around the room. You know, I think she died here. My mother.
So you said.
I don't like sleeping here.
Do you want to leave this room? Go in the other one?
It's okay if I just lay down here.
Yeah.
While you keep watch.
Oh yeah, of
I-
course it.
I do feel quite exhausted. I did hear all the things you said. I thank you. Thank you. And he just falls asleep.
I pat him on the head before he falls asleep. And then let him be.
It's a very cute moment. And
Does Sizzle do anything?
Sorry?
No, actually. Sizzle stays tucked in your armor the entire time. You do notice he sort of like somewhat wriggles slightly when you say something that's like particularly like sad. And you feel him sort of like push himself closer to you, but outside of that, he's been very muted throughout your time here in the manor. But yes, Anxie, that small brief conversation with Sid is the only eventful thing to happen the entire night that you're on watch. Everyone press the long rest buttons on your character sheets. You healed 75 HP, Sid. You must have been pretty low.
I was at like 25%.
Damn.
Something like that. I'm almost at 100. 98, actually. Yeah.
Oh, Platt, did you want to use sending then? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just prepare it and send it. I have one last spell slot for it.
Just before you press. Okay, cool.
I've pressed. I just remember it being there. So.
You want to do that out loud, or are you just going to send it?
I need to figure out what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be towards my master.
Okay. We can
So just
we can retcon it in that you had it last night as well, but it's just for the sake of moving the game forward.
Yeah.
So, you guys wake up and you find yourselves in this basement. The room's still eerily quiet, and the writing still etched up on the wall where it was. Not looking any different. I would say it's about mid-morning right now. Who wants to do what?
Press long rest, please, because I'll forget and I'm not at the.
Yeah, I'll do it for you, no worries. Yeah.
Can I do a drawing of the teleportation circle and the rooms around it? Did I book?
I would have done it as well if I had the chance.
Roll just a general dexterity check.
To draw the runes.
You draw the teleportation circle. You notice a lot that just like a lot of the stuff's off. A lot of the runes and engravings on it are very intricate. And even as you're just looking at what you've
Hello?
drawn, it's pretty crude compared to the actual teleportation circle. I think you froze for a sec there, Platt. You back now? There you go.
I'm back.
Is it possible to spend more time doing it to do it better?
You get the feeling that doing so would be a fruitless endeavor. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Actually, it's no issue because Anxie, you can remember it perfectly, can't you?
I was gonna
Actually,
say that, yeah. And I'll also make sure to write down everything we've found out in the previous evening. I would have done that during the watch.
Okay. So what's the agenda for today? There's quite a lot of loose ends at the moment.
well, if you're gonna like buy this place or move in, you probably want to do something with Club's dad. Don't just leave him down here.
Yeah, we need to deal with the corpse. And we probably need to find Leo and see if he's still here.
Okay. So you guys leaving the basement for now, where are you heading?
I'm going to the place he left the contract at, and I'll go over it, try and read it, see what he said in it.
He left it in the dining room. As soon as you walk in, by the way, you see that there's a bunch of food prepared. And it's only a couple seconds after walking in, you see Liug come into the room from the kitchen, bringing a bit more food, some fried meats and vegetables, some like hearty breakfast meals for you all. Ah, please take a seat. It's seems like it's a bit of a late morning for you lot. That's okay though. Tuck in. I've got some more coming.
Is this the bozo who led us here?
Yeah.
So you want to tell him?
I don't. Let's read the contract first and then figure out whether we should tell him anything. I don't think he knows shit.
He's only been working for the Duke like 3 years, right?
Exactly. And this guy's been here for way longer. Cedric is not 3 years old.
Anxie, as you read through the contract, it dawns on you one of the things that Hargosh said yesterday that becomes blaringly obvious to you, and probably not the smartest move on his part, was that he's already signed the contract. The contract is written so that once this form is formally presented to a major keyhold on the island, noting that Settleton is the closest one, that a formal ownership will transfer over from Hargosh Lockjaw, and the second name is left blank, waiting for it to be filled in. Hereby, the agreed amount of 1,000 gold has been given to transfer ownership of property and title of Duke Grimscorn to the other mentioned person, and then both signatures are written. Both rooms for signatures are at the bottom, with Hargosh's being signed and a second one being blank.
No other information about what happens with Leok. Just that.
It's just that.
We can play it off as if he's left. Okay, lovely. I go to the rest, make sure that Leok is not in the room. Is he not in the room?
He went back to the kitchen, but he comes in every so
Okay.
often.
Okay, when he's not in the room, I'll just share the information with the rest and... guys. So, he's already signed the contract. We just need to sign it ourselves and can play it off as if he's left already. Sid.
Sid is kind of poking at the food in front of him. But he looks up at you.
Do you feel like you want to build new memories in this home? Do you want to be the new owner?
Well, Well, I did grow up here, I suppose. And
Just makes sense.
I just. Yes, alright, listen. I kind of thought about this last night, and before I sign anything or before we make this our home or whatever, I I need to know what happened to my mother. And we need to deal with my dad. Or yeah, the, the guy we killed downstairs. Uh I'd like to
And
get
it's
rid of his
okay as
body.
well if you don't want to, because I completely understand that when we first got here, you kept having a lot of bad memories and it was hurting you. So I think that it's not fair to you to have to keep reliving that.
Sid is not moving, just looking down at his plate, listening to everything Zinni says, and you can kind of firmly you can see the grip on his utensils like firm up, and without looking at Sydney, he says, I am tired of running away. Just like I want to help people, and I never run away. I want to face this head on. Let's figure out what happened here, and then decide what we want to do with this place.
It's at this moment that
Okay.
Leok abruptly walks into the room. Liuk, sorry, I keep calling him Leok because you guys keep saying it's Liuk. He comes walking into the
I've had a
room,
contract.
rests another plate down. I don't suppose you've seen the Duke this morning. He's been a bit late down for breakfast. I was wondering if I should go up and chaperone him down.
He's dead. We killed him last night. And I look at him straight in the eyes.
You instantly see his face drop and be consumed by terror. I
Do you know, sir, about the evil that the Duke was carrying out at this very home?
evil? I just no. I just brought the.
Yeah, he was really fucking evil. He was also my father. Who killed my mother, by the way.
I-
Listen, I don't blame you for not knowing. He was a shady type of guy. He tried to kill us last night. Oh, well, he failed tonight. Well, we killed my father. We did.
Right.
It's all right. You have nothing to do with this.
Can we check if we think if he's being
Yeah.
truthful?
Go ahead, Zinni and Anxie, roll an insight check, please.
I'm trying to figure out whether he's scared out of his mind and he would like tell the authorities about what he's learned.
This is a terror that's somewhat familiar to you. The kind of terror that you saw in Edgewood. The kind of someone who's found themselves in a situation they truly did not want to be in and couldn't have comprehended that this would have happened. This person is frightened out of their skin through and through.
Also, try to figure. This is not something Sid would ask, so out of character, but try to figure out what his allegiance is at. Is his allegiance towards the guy that's paying him? Is his allegiance towards
don't think
the
so.
Duke? Is the allegiance to the actual house and whoever owns the house? Because that's the thing. You know, if his allegiance is literally to the owner of the house, we'll be fine.
So yeah, you found out over breakfast about what's happened. We were attacked while sleeping. and I'm trying to showcase any scars I might have from the fight or
He's
someone.
holding a plate of food in his hand, and the food is just shaking up and down.
But okay, I can see you're terrified. That's totally understandable, Luke. No one's going to hurt you. You have nothing to do with any of that. Fuck, most of us have nothing to do with any of that.
Yes,
You got attacked.
I didn't know that this fine gentleman was the Duke's son. The Duke never spoke of having a son or wife.
He
It's fine, it's fine. Look, hey, the food you made is delicious. And she just starts numbing the food down.
it's very complicated, Luke. We didn't know either.
Right.
Yeah, it makes a big move, yo. Like, also you get a great house, all this stuff. And then, sorry, let me just stop eating for a second. And then this guy turns out to be my dad, right? And then he's evil as shit, trying to kill us. So listen, we're the Wayward Wanderers. We're not here to kill any innocents. You have nothing to be afraid about, all right? Actually, honestly, this place is now safer than it was yesterday. I would say. Even though I had to kill my fucking dad, like what the?
Right.
I mean, I can use minor illusion to show the stuff he was doing as well. Just, you want proof?
Terrify him further.
Use magic.
Well, I guess that means I'm unemployed now.
You don't have to be. You know, when something happens with the owner, it goes to their family, and this guy here is his family.
Yes, but my employment was paid via Mr. Hargus Lockjaw, and he is no longer with us.
We can pay.
I guess my last name is Lockjaw as well.
I mean, how much was he paying you?
And we have gold.
I was receiving a modest sum, but I did do a lot of work. But I've been for a while wishing that I wouldn't have picked a place of work so far away from civilization. If it's all right with you, I'd rather return to Settleton and never come back.
Right. And you don't mind me asking, but the information you just learned, how would it affect you going back to Settleton?
Oh, not at all. I understand your question. I am somewhat known amongst the people of Settleton to be the butler and house manager of Duke Grimscorn, but after he sold the manor, I moved on to greener pastures.
Is
So
there anything that we can do to make you feel more comfortable?
Not have told me that you killed him would be one. But I feel the right move for me is to just no longer be here, if that's all right.
Okay, well, if we give you some gold as severance pay, feel free to leave. Then I guess
It's more than I could ever ask for. I wouldn't have asked for anything. I did just have wages paid just before I left to come pick you up. But I did, if you deem it fits, of course.
And you wouldn't tell stories
No.
about what you've learned.
No.
Sid,
Do I trust Sorry,
Sid
go
gets
on.
up. Sid gets up. How tall's this guy?
Oh, he's like 5'2".
Cool.
Yeah, my
Sid
height.
gets up and and he kind of just gonna guys, go on. Alright, go give him the gold. At least for this this breakfast that we just had, which was absolutely delicious. But come on, look at the guy. He's a nice guy. And I walk up to him, put my hand on his shoulder. Look at him. He's not going to tell everyone. He's not going to tell anyone. Like, you're a good bloke, right? Come on, guys. We're the wayward wanderers. He knows not to screw us around or anything like that, right? We're all over the place on this island. We know everywhere and we get anywhere. And we'd love to see you again at some time. Maybe have a drink or two, right? It's got to be fun, guys. This is a nice guy. I wouldn't worry anymore.
Can
I wouldn't
either
worry too.
of
He
the
means it.
can either of the two of you roll a persuasion check, or one of you do it with advantage?
I
Would
meant to
need
roll an
to.
insight, but I
I'm
can
gonna give
persuade.
him a bag of 100 gold. If that helps for the roll.
Can I roll an accidental intimidation roll?
Sure, you
that
can roll
sounds to me
intimidation
more like
instead.
intimidation.
Yeah,
than
it did sound like intimidation.
It is, but not intentionally.
By the way, Dax, when I was trying to fish for more, insight on whether he's gonna tell people, and when
This is
when
a
he said he
persuasion
wouldn't-
to convince him not to.
Oh, okay, so I can roll persuasion.
I mean, having a bad intimidation roll kind of makes sense. It being accidental, I suppose. So
Of course, I understand. Professionally, with this job comes a lot of holding secrets, and that extends beyond the bounds of employment. I understand your predicament, and though I truly do not wish to know the intimate details of the matters at hand, rest assured I would fully intend to never think or speak of this place again.
That's fair. I can't blame you for that. And what Sid said, he didn't mean it as a threat, buddy. He actually meant it.
what threat? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And I just kind of look down at him with like the dumbest of smiles. Like,
He's a literal big teddy bear. Like he's friendly. I promise. Leo.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sorry for scaring you like that, buddy. You have nothing to do with any of that.
It's okay.
And I can see that you're terrified.
I'm just coming down for it now, but just being told that the man you
Okay.
worked for the last 3 years
Um,
has been killed is a lot of information.
And that's totally fair. One thing though, we'll be heading towards Settleton soon, so you can come with us and you can say goodbye to this place if you don't want to come back ever again. We'll make sure you go back safe.
If it's all right with you, I'd like to just leave right away.
You're
It's
scared
totally
of us.
fine. It's all right. Guys, let this bloke go. He's a good boy, right?
Good boy.
Yes, I'm a very good boy.
What's this guy just like looking back at the group? and just like... Exy's face there.
Guys, what happened to not telling anyone what happened here?
Well, if I've, for what it's worth, I've used all the ingredients in the pantry. I was meaning to go and buy more soon, but I would like to bid you adieu, wayward wanderers. And he slowly starts to back up towards the door.
I look at him literally a bit creepily like that.
Yep, time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for your patronage, I guess. This is your humble abode now, but yes, no, this is goodbye. And he quickly opens the door and leaves.
Well, that's gonna end up well for us. Unlike you guys, I can change my appearance, so good luck in the future.
Yeah,
I like the guy, to be honest.
I mean, the thing is, like, is anyone going to believe him, even if like he says anything?
It's alright, guys. Worst case, I become the Duke.
How tall is Anxie?
Around 5'2".
Oh,
But if you
Yeah.
shapeshift, you increase in size, right? Like,
No, she has
Not
to say
really.
medium size, so she can go like a couple inches up and down.
Yeah. So I'll be a smaller version of the Duke, maybe. I don't know
that's
how tall he
brilliant.
was. Well, you know, old age, people shrink. Makes sense.
I mean, we could just get you a box to stand on.
Could you just make Sid wear his clothes or something?
Yeah, or that. You know, that cream he's been using made him look like at least 30 years younger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's taken
So,
care
so
of.
that's him dealt with. What about the other issue?
What other issue?
Dead body in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Fire?
I mean, if you want to set fire to the place we just bought,
No, not really.
Well, we could take the body outside and cremate it. Or we
Sid-
could bury him.
I mean, or we could talk to it first. Do you have some unanswered questions?
I don't know where that is. Where is
What-
that? Oh, it's there.
What do you mean, talk to it?
Zinni can speak to dead people.
Yeah, in the dreams or something like that, right? Like,
Not really. She can also speak to them like that. She's spoken to people before.
what? She can speak to a corpse and it, what?
It's how we plan to speak to Andy at some point.
We should do that, right? Oh, man.
I don't know, guys. I think we should just burn the body. I'm completely over this place.
Our son.
We need to just burn the body, and then I'm ready to sign the deal and make this our home. How are we gonna find out though what happened to my mom? I'm thinking, though.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You could talk and ask him.
So
Wait, can someone just fucking explain to me what it means to talk to a fucking corpse?
we can ask the corpse. We've done this before, actually. We can ask the corpse 5 questions. However, they may not respond truthfully, because
What, so it talks back?
yes. So we ask it 5 questions. It will respond based on the life that they lived, and then because he was our enemy, there's a chance that he may not tell us the truth. And I have a feeling that he probably won't tell us the truth because when we tried to ask him things when he was alive, he just... Why is Plat on fire?
Our son. Well, Zinni, he could lie to us because of the ring he had on him. The ring
Yeah,
that's
but,
currently on set.
So out of character, it does say that
Yeah, he can definitely not tell us shit.
the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are antagonistic towards it or it recognises you as an enemy.
But if it still
Yeah.
lies to you, you can still get answers out of it lying.
I mean, I could just not be in the room as well because it probably isn't a fan of me.
It doesn't like either of us. It doesn't like any of us, really.
Well, he was mostly antagonistic towards Cedric, so it's not like we were the bad people, you know. We were just there.
I think there's no harm in trying.
Yeah. Also,
It's worth a try.
Zinni is the only one that can speak to him, so she would have to basically lead the whole thing.
So Sid,
We
what are
have
we
to come up with
thinking?
questions as
I'm just
well.
super distracted by what's happening behind shifts.
Me too, actually.
What are you
Look,
watching?
I can see the cat.
My nephew's here, so he's playing some games.
Nice.
I can see the tail. Toby! You have to turn off your blur.
What game is that?
Get close enough, maybe.
I don't know.
It's Dax and everyone else in here.
Nope. Nope. Abort.
He's
Abort.
getting you!
Yeah, he's an asshole. No, he's not. But it's just.
Guys,
Annoyed
you
by the
have the
Attack on
attention
Titan.
span of a kid.
Is
Say
what
the
game,
again,
sorry?
Benson?
Attack on Titan.
Oh, I didn't.
That's an anime.
Yeah, no, but they got games.
And
Is there a game?
Yeah, there's a game. Yeah. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
nice.
It's decent.
So you guys want to draft up some questions for this corpse?
Probably, yeah. Best going prepared.
I have a request. While they're speaking with the corpse, may I go to the library room, the solarium, and try to learn a bit more about the manor itself, the previous owners, stuff like this? Because
Sure.
when it came up that the only reason he came to this place is to learn the whatever the cryptic was. So I'd like to figure out whether there is anything to do with it.
Roll me an investigation check.
Can I do the same?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll reroll with lucky because that's brutal. Ooh, that's way better.
Okay. Banksy, looking through, there's a couple things that stand out to you. Some of which you peer back to some of the ramblings and mumblings that Hargosh had when you first spoke to him. It's written in one of these books, specifically the ones that are more referring to previous dukes, that the first duke came to the island shortly after it was settled, and they were enamored with the idea that this was an island forsaken by the gods, as they despise the gods themselves as well. They're the ones that built the manor and then mysteriously disappeared, never formally handing over the title until this was effectively commandeered by the next person that came across it, and then ruled over and bought and sold since then. The first ever person, one that made this manor, is called Linnea Scrimscorn.
Do we recognise that name from anywhere?
Anxie, I can tell you with your keen mind, you do not recognize that name.
Does Zinni know from being an islander?
So even without a roll, no, you wouldn't. It's just information that's so long ago, back to like early settling of the island. We're talking thousands of years. You'd have a decent knowledge of like sort of current affairs and big figures in like recent
He's
times.
frozen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you'd have knowledge of like current affairs and recent major figures, but you wouldn't know stuff from way back. Like this may be the only place his name is written down, so it's unlikely any of you'd know.
Okay. So I assume this is just kind of like a talk that's happening among the group, figuring out what we're gonna ask the dude.
Yeah.
Sid is staying quiet for the entirety, and maybe interrupt someone like mid-sentence, but he speaks up and he's like, kitty cam. 1 second, let me repeat this and then I'll let you out, okay? I only have one question for my deceased father, I suppose. What did he do to my mother? Honestly, wait, you guys think I can talk to my mother if she's dead? Sydney. And he just approaches Sydney and kind of lurches down at him. Can you talk to my mother? I want to ask questions to my mom. I have more than 5 questions for my mother.
Dax, I'm correct that we'd need to find her corpse, right?
No,
And then does it need to be within a certain time frame as well?
time frame doesn't matter, but you would need to have the corpse.
So the only way I can speak to her is if we know where her corpse is.
Then ask him that. That's what I want to ask him. Where's the corpse of my mother?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or, and he just kind of
What's
stands up. And,
Dargosh? Is that his name?
That's
For
Sid's name. Hargosh is the Duke's name.
Dargosh. Okay.
Yeah. So Sid was called Dargosh, or DG was called. Well, he was called by his men, but yeah, Hargosh Lockjaw is the one that's dead. Similar names, but it's, like it's just how it goes with kids these days in D&D. So, what questions do you? Who's writing down the questions?
I've written down where is the corpse of Dargosh's mother? I've written. I'm typing it in Zinni's notes, but I've not posted it yet
Okay,
because I was
sure,
gonna
sure.
write all 5.
I mean, if you have a spare question, yeah, if you can ask him like what he knows about the orb and riddle.
She's got 4 questions. Just help her with them.
Wait, what did you say? What do you want me to ask?
If you can ask him what he knows about the orb and the riddle in the hidden room.
Shall I do that as 2 separate questions?
If there's space from if there's if we tried per questions, but it's one.
Should I be just saying what do you know about the orb, or should I be saying, can you tell us how to decipher the orb?
I wouldn't say decipher, more like operate it. So there's some like you twist bits of it and so on to do stuff. But also,
Or
like,
how
what
to
is it? Like, what does it do?
solve the orb's puzzle? Is that okay?
Yeah, go with that.
And then for the riddle,
If you just ask him, is he aware of the riddle engraved in the wall? And if so, has he been able to decipher any of it?
He's
or
definitely
maybe I just
aware
say,
of the
are you
engraving.
able to decipher?
Okay, well, ask him if he's been able to decipher any of it.
Have you been able to decipher the
And
riddle
if you
on
make
the
sure
wall?
to specify, like, the message on the wall, not the, just so he doesn't think it's the other riddle. That makes sense. You should specify it's the one engraved into the wall.
What does it say? Because I can add that.
It's in maps important, I think. Yeah, last post from Dax.
Okay. So I've got, where is the corpse of Dargosh's mother? Can you tell us how to solve the orbs puzzle? Have you been able to decipher the riddle on the wall which says blah 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 blah? I've got 2 more questions.
And while this is all happening, I think Baylor will be going outside to find a place where we can safely cremate the body. And setting up maybe a bit of a pyre with some logs and stuff.
And they're very easy to get because the surrounding walls of the manor are just broken down. They were somewhat thin beforehand, keeping basically wild animals out, but they've just fallen to weather in time. But you just step right over them into the woods, grab a couple spare logs, and you can make a fire pretty easily. Does Sid have any other further questions as well? Because I'm sure Anxie would point out with a keen mind feat, knowing everything that Hargosh said, because Hargosh did reference to having bought your mother.
No.
Do you want to know why he bought her? Like, what the fuck was that about?
No. Sid wouldn't
You-
want to know. Sid, the only thing. Sid just learned that you can speak to dead people. Kind of like he just realized that's a thing. Pretty much, even though we did it earlier, but we barely did it. So
It's been a long time
Oh.
since then. It's been like 2 weeks. Sid would have forgotten.
Yeah, and Sid just realizes that all he wants is just to talk to his mom. That's it.
I mean, is it worth asking if he has any other siblings? Like maybe he has a brother he doesn't know about.
That's all up to you guys. I mean, Sid heard screams and he thinks he knows where his mom died. And he thinks the screams were from his mom. So, on his mind, the only thing is, what happened to my mom? Where is she? When I talk to her, why did she have to die? You can ask questions about that.
That's a good question actually, because if she died in that room, he didn't need to kill her to open the door.
It
Exactly.
means he's already
Why
killed someone.
did you
Yeah,
kill?
but so why? Like, he needs to do that.
Okay. Why did you kill Dargosh's mother? I'll do that first,
hmm
and then there's one more.
What exactly is the question you're asking about the cryptic, the riddle?
Have you been able to decipher the riddle on the wall which says, and then
Well-
it's...
We know he hasn't.
So yeah, to clarify, have you been able to decipher any part of that? Like, has he made
How do we
any
know he
progress?
hasn't?
It was prompted that he hasn't.
If he had, he would have been able to get in it and like.
Well, I mean, he was planning to leave the place. That could have been a sign that he had.
Or he's
Why
just
would he-
given up.
Why would he believe? Said, yeah, true. Also, if we ever spare a question, can you ask him like where he got like his powers from? Because they're pretty like summoning ghosts is pretty odd.
You can also ask him why he tried to sell to you guys as well.
Yep.
I don't think he
that's a good
tried to
question.
sell to us specifically, though. He just...
Why he tried to sell the manor in general, yeah.
And then tried to kill us.
Why are you trying
Yeah.
to sell the manor?
Because we know the sole purpose for him being here or coming to this place is to try and figure out it, whatever it is. Assuming it's the cryptic. It was literally said that he came here to solve it.
Yeah, so why he's leaving now would be an interesting question.
Um... if you
Guys,
had-
I can't stand waiting any longer, City. Let's go. Cast your spell. Let's talk to this corpse.
Hang on.
What have you got so far?
One sec.
Just letting everyone know, Sid is getting impatient.
Ooh. I love you, Scup. You won't even say it back. Fuck
right.
me.
So, Skippy, yes, you. Why are you
that's all
trying to
straight.
sell them? Why are you trying to sell the manor if you have been unable to solve the riddle? What parts of the riddle have you been able to decipher? I can
Mhm.
also quote the riddle whilst I'm asking these questions. Why did you kill Dargosh's mother? Where is the corpse of Dargosh's mother? Can you tell us how to solve the orbs puzzle?
Just one thing, instead of riddle, maybe say cryptic. Because riddle was the thing we entered to this room with. That was a riddle. This on this wall is not a riddle.
That's a good way to differentiate them.
So just say cryptic. I think it's better.
I will say as well, you probably want to order the questions in order of importance, because if you get some new information, you may want to ask a different question in place of another one.
I think they're in a good order.
What's
Parts of the
first?
I'll put it in general.
Yeah, we could
I
just go ahead with that.
suppose I would have said that maybe Cedric's questions are a bit more important overall, because we know that it has everything to do with his backstory, but
Yeah, but like I said, I'm giving you guys some room to ask your own questions. So it doesn't like Sid only cares about his mum at this point.
you can just proceed, pretty much.
All right,
Okay.
so we going for it?
Yeah.
You head down into the basement. You find still there waiting for you the now cold corpse of Hargosh Lockjaw. Zinni, you kneel down next to his corpse. You mutter a few words under your breath, and you use one of your third level spell slots to cast Speak with Dead. Make sure to mark it off. You watch as something happens to Hargosh's body. You watch as it sort of like air comes back into his chest, the head twitches a little, and his torso raises from the ground slightly. Not so it's upright, but it's more of like a 45-degree angle, and the neck cracks as it turns and looks in your direction, Zinni, awaiting questions.
Just so you know, Sid is probably a little bit standing like at the back of the group, sideways towards the guy, staring at the guy, and in his right hand he is spinning his axe a bit, like like when you hold the handle
Mm-hmm.
and you just spin it, not like rolling, but like just spin the top. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You Kargosh. My first two questions are based on the cryptic found in the wall of the basement. Can I read it? My first question is is why are you trying to sell the manor if you've been unable to solve this cryptic?
His mouth opens, and it's really disturbing how this happens, because usually when people talk, you see their mouth move, you see their neck pulsate a bit with, like, just how people talk, but you just watch his mouth open and you hear words come out in a ghostly fashion. Hello, stupid adventurers. try to use their souls.
Sith kind of stops spinning his axe and he's just looking around the group. Mainly the back of the heads, but just to see if anyone responds to that or.
So what did he
Anything.
say? Le.
Le, L-U-R-E.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Adventurers to try and steal their souls.
Try and use their souls.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Never meant to sell it.
No.
So should we change the second question to ask him to elaborate on that? Because that's a part that he has managed to decipher, right?
It does seem like it.
Or should I
Yeah.
still ask him what parts have you managed to
No,
to decipher?
I-
The only thing is
ignore
that
that bit. So make sure I'll ask him to clarify what specifically he's using the souls for and how many he's really used.
and how many you already used. Please could you clarify what you are using the souls for and how many you have already used? Yeah?
The jaw drops down once more.
I'm asking the team if that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna get a proper answer to that question. That's the thing.
I mean, just any wine farm that'd be useful. I
Well,
just,
obviously,
drop the bit about how many people, because that might count as 2 questions. Just do the what he specifically for.
yeah. Well, it's the last part of the cryptic literally says that in order to do whatever they're meant to, they need to get the souls of people that can't do something but are welcome. So I'm just talking out of my memory. The life of fathers is key, but there's I need. So basically, he's probably just trying to use people's souls as key to the whatever thing is happening. I think that's the only reason he's basically luring people and obtaining their souls to use them as a key.
I mean, considering we don't need to ask about the riddle or the cryptic, is there any harm in just asking that on the off chance there is just more info? Because from his point of view, it's like he reads one line of a thing and then he starts just trying to get people's souls for some reason. Doesn't really say what he does with them.
I think that's the reason, is what I'm saying, because literally our idea currently is to ask him what he's using the souls for. And obviously he's using them as part of the cryptic, like trying to use them as the key for whatever there is. So I was just saying that we can maybe think of a better way of asking this thing. Because like, what are we gonna receive as an answer if we ask what are you using these souls for? Well, he's using them as a key.
I want to suggest asking it in a way that's like, I need to think about how I want to say it, but essentially I want to say like, what's your understanding of the cryptic and how do the souls come into this type of thing?
Might be considered 2 questions.
Or I think maybe because I think if we focus primarily on the soul's aspect, we might miss out that he understands other elements of it as well. Whereas if we ask him, what's your understanding of it, or what have you managed to decipher of it, then at least then he can say, I think I need to sacrifice souls to it, and I need to do blah 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 as well.
I don't think we're gonna receive such a clear answer, but you can ask that. I don't think there is harm.
Um,
We're still in the second question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but the other three are important, I'd say.
I mean, like,
Oh.
if you guys are hurrying, you can just send them, like, no problem. But if we're
No,
trying to
no,
actually
no.
learn something, we should think.
It's so classic of us. You guys
Okay,
do
I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
it.
I want to say, what is your understanding of it? Is that okay? Or do you want me to say, what have you been able to decipher?
Yeah, be a bit more, be as specific as you can be, I would say. Like these
So
type of
what?
questions, asking the dad are notorious for just not answering them properly because you haven't questioned it properly.
Okay, so what parts of the cryptic have you been able to decipher? Going back to that question, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You may now respond, Dax.
No, you may formally ask it.
Ooh.
What parts of the cryptic have you been able to decipher?
The jaw drops open again, a little bit further than it did last time, which is odd and creepy. And you hear a groan, an angry groan, come out of his mouth. Not a damn thing.
Well, that's not helpful. Okay,
I
on to the
think
next
he's
question.
yeah, out of character. I think he's as clueless as we are when it comes to that fucking
Yep, he was
yeah.
using souls as a key, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it was worth asking because I mean, we weren't expecting the answer to the first question we got, so you don't know until you ask.
But we didn't have any suspicion to the first question. That's fair.
I think if you want to ask about like Citrix questions now, I think if it's done.
Yep, the next question is, why did you kill Dargosh's mother?
It slowly turns a little bit towards the conversation.
Mouth opens once more, and you sense an odd amount of willingness coming from this. Almost as if no longer being tethered to this world has given him somewhat of a different perspective on things, maybe. But so far with the previous two questions, they've been oddly forthcoming. And so he responds. To try to fulfill part of the cryptic, she was weak.
Sits grip on his axe. It's a little bit more firm.
Where is the corpse of Dargosh's mother?
Buried outside somewhere I care not to remember.
Well, you better fucking remember. Where is she buried? And Sid kind of rushes through everyone.
As you rush through and you
Okay.
kneel down next to it, you watch it. It, in an all too familiar way, doesn't even acknowledge you and keeps its gaze locked with Cinny.
Hello, corpse man, talk to me.
Sit. Stand down.
I said, you know, you can kind of see him almost putting up his axe in a way where he just wants to swing at the guy, and he looks back at Sidney, back at the corpse, back at Sidney, back at the corpse, and manages to calm down and steps back.
One final question, guys.
So the last question was to ask if we can solve the orbs puzzle. I think that there's a decision to be made between us whether we still want to ask that question or whether we still try and ask him something about the cryptic but I think asking him more about the cryptic is
I don't think
I don't think it's
I
gonna
think
work
we know
because we've asked him what parts did he manage to decipher and he said not a damn thing, so I don't think he's gonna tell us.
honestly,
what
that cryptic to me feels like if you're playing any type of video game and you just receive that quest that's going to be in your quest log for a long ass time, and eventually you'll probably figure it out. You might not. So we might need to ask a little bit more relevant questions. Fuck.
I mean, it'd be good to find out something about the orb, because he obviously carried it around with it all the time. It's
We
obviously
need to.
magical in some way. It'd be good to know at least, how it works or what it is.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna tell us what he knows about the cryptic and why he's trying to collect souls for it. And
Well, and he's already answered. Like he thinks to solve it, but he doesn't know any more than we do, really. But I think if we shift to the orb, because we know he knows something about the orb, at least.
okay, can you tell us how to solve the orbs puzzle?
The jaw opens again and leans and is slightly off kilter, like it's falling off of his face. But you hear his voice for the last time. I could, but you can figure that one for yourselves. And you watch as the last bit of breath leaves his chest and the corpse slams back down to the ground.
Well, I mean, at least we made sense of why we were brought here in the first place. That whole part didn't really make much sense.
I fucking hated that.
It makes me a bit suspicious of Liu, to be honest.
I think probably less so because he's only been working for him a little while.
3
You probably
years.
find every now and then he just replaces him.
Been working for him for 3 years.
Yeah, but he was having trouble finding adventurers. Did he manage to find anyone in those 3 years? I've got a feeling every time they bring somebody back, he replaces a servant.
Possibly, but then he's only doing experiments every 3 years, or at least that's the last time he tried anything. Could be. But I'm still a little bit suspicious. Not suspicious enough to do anything about it, just it's there in the back of my mind.
Okay, well, let's deal with this then, and then we can start heading back to Selton, I guess.
Jax, if we went outside would Sydney be able to feel
Where the
dead?
corpse is.
Now you're asking a question. Hmm. You want to try this, Cindy?
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do exactly?
You going at the front or back garden?
The back.
Okay.
Wait, while we're doing this, I do think Sid is picking up the corpse and taking it with him to the outside.
Pick it up or just drag it by its leg?
No. Don't want to smirch on. And it's still nice to smirch like the staircase and
Face.
floors and all that shit. Yeah.
Alright, Zinni. You head out into the back garden. It really is a magnificent garden, and you also here get the first look at the scale of how big the walls used to be and how much they've crumbled since. And taking a look at the back side of the house as well, there's so many walls where there's just entire like gaps missing, windows have been cracked open, the roof's just caved in like one corner of the house. It's really just fallen into a crazy amount of disrepair. Over in the one corner as well, you see where the previously mentioned vineyard would have been. You see the familiar sort of like rows of little wooden sticks that would keep the grapes vines afloat and growing properly. But here in this moment, you hold out your hands gently and widen your arms and try to open your mind and soul for that familiar feeling of a corpse. Roll me just a general wisdom check, please.
Can I do that again?
You do have your lucky points. You can do it one more time. Oh, that's painful.
Oh my god!
Double twos.
That's so shit.
We could come back.
It's still a 6, and you do still get something out of this. It's like a gradient scale of how much you get. So as you hold your hands out, close your
Can you
eyes.
transfer inspiration points?
No. You close your eyes and you try to let the feelings of the world wash over you. You, as a cleric of the Bone Maven, though you don't fully understand your place and your role, you know that a good amount of it is shepherding those who have met their end to whatever lies beyond. And as the natural energies of the world flow around you and flow through you, you do feel the presence of a corpse in this garden, but the presence is so faint that you cannot even hazard a guess of where it is in this big, vast garden.
I don't really do
Mm.
next.
As a druid, could I use some sort of nature skill to look around the garden to see where the earth is slightly raised, or perhaps where plants are growing more a thicker growth, like as if they're feeding off of something in the soil?
Do you have
Like
any
richer nutrients.
Do you have any spells that would help with this? Because you guys know that she died before Sid ran away, and Sid was a little kid and is now in his early 20s.
Which is why I'm thinking the corpse would have been well decomposed by now, and the nutrients spread into the ground, where the plants will now be much more abundant. I am looking at my spells though.
I can see a spell or two that might help, but it's down to you to figure that out. I'm going to say if you do just want to roll a general survival check, which is what this would be, you're going to have an obscenely high DC if you do not use any other kind of assistance.
I'm looking at my prepared spells,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of any of these.
I can think of a
Well,
couple of
this is,
creative ways, but yeah, it's down to you.
While this is happening, Sid just kind of walks into the garden, finds a nice little spot in the open, if that's possible, or like at least,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you don't want to burn a corpse next to a tree.
Yeah, so Baylor set out a pyre, sort of like in an open part of the garden.
I lay him there, and I want to roll for perception.
What for?
Just anything that I notice within the garden, anything that catches my eye, anything that I can hear, anything that I can smell.
Go ahead and roll. Did you just roll a natural fucking 20?
I did.
Why didn't I do that?
Cedric, you fully take in this moment. You've been in this garden quite a few times. You remember when the vineyard used to be blossoming? You remember there was a corner of this garden where there was a bunch of elaborate and exotic flowers growing. You remember the little pathways you used to run through, the places you used to hide when you didn't want him to find you. You remember the places you used to hide when you didn't want to hear the screaming anymore. Your eyes wander around the entire garden, and they flick back to the vineyard for a brief moment. You could have sworn it was only just a split second, and after it's over, you don't see anything at all. Something in that direction. Something about it in an imperceptible way, just for a fraction of a second, but you felt something.
Sid's eyes gazing towards that direction will also become quite watery. He gently grabs Sizzle out of his armor and puts him next to the pyre, and he says to Sizzle, "You know what to do," and he just starts walking towards this vineyard.
You hear Sizzle a couple times being a bit choked up and trying to clear his throat ready for this. And then you finally hear just a little and then like a little flick of fire catches a couple small twigs. That's all that's needed when you've got a funeral pyre. It isn't too long until, as you're walking away, you hear the familiar sound of a fire spreading. You walk over to the vineyard. There used to be a lot more of these plant growth sticks here, but there's nowhere near as much of them anymore. And as you come over here, you realize there's a patch where a lot more of them used to be, everywhere else in the vineyard, they've broken or they've snapped or they've fallen over. There's one patch of the vineyard that you notice where they've been pulled out rather than being broken. As if someone was trying to clear the area.
I think Sid in a sort of like trance, almost, well, not trance, but just like, like determined manner, he will just walk towards that spot and start digging with his hands. Just, not crazy or like like in a panic or anything, just calmly starts pushing away the dirt.
You start to push away the dirt with your hands. It's a bit hard at first because there's been some rainfall recently and a lot of it has solidified a bit, but after you get through the initial hard layer, it gets a bit easier for a while. Your finger brushes against something, a solid surface, and your heart stops for a second. You then gently move a bit more of the dirt out of the way. It's just a bit of stone. Your heart is racing at this point because you don't know how, but you think you're going to find something. You start moving a little further. You move a little bit left, a little bit right. And your finger brushes against something hard once more. Pull your hand away for the moment. It's just another stone. But wait. No, it's not a stone. You brush it away, and the murky color that it had reveals something a bit lighter underneath. You find some bone.
It's a shame. I think Tony just went to grab something.
I think she's still got her headset on, so she can hear you.
I'm still listening.
Oh yeah, you can say okay. So, what basically happens is Sid going like, Jenny! Like just yelling out. First, not really able to form the words, but just yelling out a name, calling her to come to him.
Does Sid keep digging? Because he's just found one bone, right? But
I
I'll
do
run
keep
over.
digging. Yeah, I do keep like probably a bit more
Rapidly now.
rapidly. Yeah.
You slowly start to clear more and more of the dirt away. Eventually, you brush some part away and you see a full bone. It's part of a shoulder.
Mm.
And you keep moving more and more dirt out of the way. It takes you a good bit. Zinni arrives looking over your shoulder, knowing what's kind of happening. And then eventually, the one thing that you needed to find, the skull.
The skull.
Complete with jaw intact, exactly as you would have needed it to be.
How do we know? Like,
Well, we don't know who it is.
yeah.
No.
I'm thinking that we're just gonna talk to some random person and be like, "Oh, sorry, wrong person. Back you go."
Well, yeah. But then we quickly have to ask it 5 questions for them to like disappear.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah. What books do you like? Well, obviously,
I mean, if it's a random person, we can ask them, "Who are you? Where are you from? How do you know the Duke?
so all right. So listen.
How did you end up here?" Type thing.
Honestly, in this moment, with Sid just finding the skull, looking at Zinni, all Sid does is just nod at Zinni, like, do it.
Sid, what do you want me to ask?
I have to give you the questions, right? Always forget. Oh, now I'm struggling because I'm thinking like, does Sid instantly assume this is his mother, or does he have the wit to be like, "Hey, are you my mom?" You know, because that changes the questions.
Did we find out her name
Yeah.
through all this? Okay.
No, I think the first question, if this was Sid, the first question is like, "Hey, it's me, Dargosh. Do you remember me?"
Well, Sid can't ask them, can he?
Well, you can still point the direction to me.
You can also just use Diggy, because that or
DG.
DG, because that's
That's
what she
it.
called you.
Are you the mother of DG?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's what Cindy would ask in the moment, knowing what Sid kind of wants you to ask. I don't think Sid would really communicate, like, hey, let's have a plan and let's ask these questions. It's more. I think that's the first question that just should be asked, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay. Do you want me to ask anything else? If she is?
She's the. That's probably what you would ask, right, as Cindy?
Yeah, but then once we know it's her, what would you want me to ask her specifically?
I don't know yet.
You guys will probably change the questions as soon as I answer it anyway, so just
I don't know yet.
go for the
Okay,
first one.
we're just flying in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the skull from.
And you cast Speak with Dead. Make sure to mark off the spell slot as well. So, you hold the skull in your hands, complete with jaw intact. You whisper those arcane words you did just not 10-15 minutes ago, and you use a spell slot. As you look at the skull, it's been pretty decently preserved, which is a little strange. Bone is a bit, harder to elements than the flesh, of course, but it's a good thing it's survived in such a state. As you're thinking about this, though, you realize you've been thinking about this for a while. Something should have happened by now. You hold this skull in your hands, and you realize there is no corresponding soul that is responding.
He did something to her soul. Fuck.
He took her soul and put it
Mm.
for the cryptic. Can Zinni
What?
speak with dead at the cryptic? Let's see
Come on,
what
Zinny, do
happens.
your spell. Come on.
There's no response.
It's not her. She's not here.
Sid, it feels like there's no soul connected to these bones.
We need to find out where her soul is. What happened to her? I need to know.
Well, Hargosh tried to use them for the cryptic, so maybe their souls are down there. Maybe we can try and find the soul down there.
Let's talk to the rest of the group. See
Okay.
what they have to say. And
Zinni, you say this to Sid in the moment, but you know, unfortunately, the spell Speak with Dead requires you to have the corpse, and for the corpse to have a working jaw and a mouth.
well, what I was just about to say is that while Sidney walks ahead, Sid does tuck away the skull in his bag. For whatever reason.
Seems to
Seems
be
the
a
right
habit
thing
in
to
this
do.
group.
No one knows he has it.
Okay. Add 1 skull to your inventory.
Yeah, skull, and then between brackets, mom? Question mark.
Because I have questions. Like, I guess team might know how the souls work. I don't know if Zinni knows that. I don't know. Where do they go if they're disconnected from a body?
Roll me
Well-
a wisdom check, Zinni. Because you would be the best to know already about this.
I guess, can I use a lucky point on this or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking fail it again, aren't I?
Can I offer guidance?
You know what? Yes, you can offer guidance for this, Baylor. So roll a d4, Zinni. You can add that to your 14.
This is ridiculous!
It's not your night.
No! I'm not gonna roll in anything other than in combat.
All right. So a 15. You still get some knowledge. Again, it's like a graded scale. You haven't been a Bone Maven cleric for too long in the grand scheme of things. But you, over the past couple nights, sometimes more frequently than others, have been going to this dreamscape where you've been trying to quickly shepherd the souls through that are waiting there because there's no other cleric to do it. These are the souls of people who you would be beckoning back to their body to briefly ask questions to. And even you have a sense of confidence that even if you sent their souls onwards past the site, or if anyone had, you would still be able to recall them back to recall their memories. One thing that now occurs to you that you've seen several times, many, many times in your dreamscape, is that among the massive oceans of souls, several of them have their spectral form disappearing, fading from existence. That's all you get. Did you say something? I didn't hear it.
I don't get it.
Oh. Shame.
Alright, cool. Does anyone else get it?
Wait a second, get what?
And from my understanding, is what this means is that if that skull is Sid's mum, her soul has not passed on to the afterlife, where you would shepherd the soul across wherever the Bone Maven would send souls to, right?
Right, it sounds
That
like
soul's gone elsewhere.
it sounds like it's been rendescenced. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, or it's been captured.
Is that a
Possibly
spell
captured.
that someone could cast?
Andros can't cast rendescence.
Oh.
But I wasn't here 70 years ago. Like,
Yeah,
or
so
however
it
long ago.
isn't him. And this is a spell specifically from his patron. But it occurs to me that the sphere could be something that he was using to capture souls.
Yeah, I was thinking so as well. Thinking that maybe they're inside.
It would make sense
Yeah.
because it's in like a different mode than it was when he was walking around because it's burning to the touch. It's like in capture mode or something.
But I don't think like okay, so what does Rendescence do? Sorry, can you
Ping it in chat for her to read it if you want.
Yeah, I'm just finding it.
So this was a spell that Andros randomly woke up with at one point.
Don't know why I put it in twice, but yeah, it's fair.
One thing,
So
Zinni,
this is
that
the
you
spell that
know about the spell is that the last person that you watched him cast this spell on, at least, was Gander
Yeah.
or Perry.
that's what I was gonna ask.
You
But
went and tried to use Gentle Release on the corpse of Perry afterwards, but were not able to find a soul to release.
so Rendescence is like capturing a soul?
Either capturing or destroying or sending the soul elsewhere.
Or using it as a key.
Okay.
I literally think that literally what this spell does is connected to the last two sentences of the cryptic.
Can you explain it?
What do you mean? Explain the last two sentences of the cryptic.
Yeah, and why you think that spell
Okay.
is
Well, it does say the life of all others is key, but theirs I need. So we know that Rendescence, capturing people's souls and killing them basically while doing so, makes the person that's casted stronger. So the life of all others is key, but theirs I need. So he needs, the lives, the souls. Only those who will never arrive are welcome. So these who will never arrive, I understand it as the ones that won't be able to pass on. So the rites that you are doing, helping souls pass somewhere, arrive somewhere. So they want the souls that won't get to this point. If that makes any sense. Like that's why Rendescence works in that manner. It basically captures these souls and they can't move on to the wherever the Bone Maven is storing them or helping them go to. This is my theory.
I think that relates. I think if you combined our theories on what it means, like, I think we're both on a similar page where
Mhm.
I thought that the first part of it was about the dreams that Zinni keeps having, and then
Yeah.
the final parts are instead of me guiding the souls on, they're taking the
The
souls
opposite.
away from
Exactly. That's something I made clear last session as well, but I don't think people really paid attention to it. So yeah, I do think that the two are connected. I believe that the Bone Maven and whoever Andros's patron are somehow connected. Because they both deal with souls. One of them captures them for their own good, and the other one helps them, basically. So it's like opposing forces, or at least some at least both of them are dealing in this universe or whatever. That's why I had a really outrageous theory. What if the Shamblers that are basically spawning on this island are actually lost souls that haven't been helped by the clerics of the Bone Maven? What if all these Shamblers are actually dead people that were captured as the key and are currently walking the island as these dangerous creatures trying to, kill people?
Didn't I ask the Bone Maven about the baleful eclipse. I don't remember what was said, and I don't seem to have something in my note.
You did ask whether Andros was, whether the baleful eclipse was controlling Andros. Something like that is you asked for sure. I don't remember the rest of the questions.
I
I
don't think
probably
you
have
asked
them
about the
written down.
chandlers specifically.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure I asked who is the baleful eclipse? Is the baleful eclipse a god?
I do remember you asking that.
Yeah, I just don't remember the answers. I don't know. I can check my notes. Like, probably none of this is relevant. I'm just sharing my theory.
No, but I think because you said something about you think that the two are connected, and
Oh
then
yeah, I think
it
definitely.
just made me think about. I'm pretty sure I've asked the Bone Maven about the baleful eclipse, but I can't remember what was said.
I'm looking at my notes for it. I'll tell you if I find it.
While this is happening, I'm assuming you guys are like maybe just ambiently walking towards the basement again because it's sort of like related to what you guys have been talking about, right? Okay.
Yeah, probably want to check out the orb.
So you head on in, and Andros, you're the first to notice it straight away. Yesterday, the orb was incredibly hot, positively glowing with heat. Today, the orb is cool to the touch once more.
Interesting. Is any writing or symbols on the orb?
Writing or symbols, no. It's just lines, random buttons everywhere, circles, triangles, squares, all sorts of like just lines constantly wrapping around it. It's like a hyper complex Rubik's Cube, is the best I can put it for you.
Could I pick it up and put it in the identify machine?
You can. You put it in the identify machine. You watch as the thing scans its little blue lasers over the top and across it, and you then watch the glass panel light up. The letters begin to appear on the screen. First one you see is an S, and then every letter after it is distorted. Lines being in places that they shouldn't, veering off in the screen where previously you didn't think that lines could be written, and it's completely and utterly distorted.
That's odd. If I open up the top of the identify machine and twist the top of the orb slightly and then try it again, is it distorted in any different way? Or is it the same?
As you twist the orb and put it back in, the glass panel doesn't light up this time.
The glass panel of the thing that identifies
Yes.
items for us.
Doesn't
Well,
glow.
we used it like a few hours ago. It's probably just, unusable for now.
Well, the it being scrambled is odd. Might be out of power now, but something definitely out of atmosphere.
I think we should take the sphere with us.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick it up.
Sure, you pick it up.
I do wrap it in some cloth though, just in case it does get hot again.
Okay.
Maybe we can see if Terry, or whatever his name is, knows anything, like, or can work out anything about it. He's like a historian.
I don't think we should trust someone we haven't really met with something like this.
Well, I mean, we can meet him and find out if we trust him. I'm not thinking of literally just turning up his door and saying, "What's this?"
Yep, like we should be careful, is what I'm saying.
Out of interest, could somebody cast detect magic on it and see if it's like radiating any magic?
I'll do that.
Baylor, you cast Detect Magic. The sphere is indeed magical. It is imbued with some kind of abjuration magic.
I will say I will ritually cast detect magic.
Ritual, sure. I'll say,
Yes,
whilst
like
you're
a
in this
shielding
place as
thing,
well,
isn't it?
with this cast up, the entire wall, floor, ceiling is all magical. All with an spell of abjuration.
Is there anything else magical around us? Any other items or anything we see?
There's very minimal things in here. The box itself is magical as well, though it's more like the insides of it as you gaze inside of it. That's it. Walls, floor, ceiling, the sphere itself, and the inside of the box.
Like the walls, floor, and ceiling makes sense because if it's similar to the door, it's like protection to stop people from coming in.
Where is the sword that the Duke was using?
It disappeared.
It disappeared. Oh.
It was like a magical sword. I mean, I can't think of anything else to do with the orc other than randomly pressing buttons, which seems like a bad idea. So, should we carry on elsewhere then?
All right. Did you guys decide earlier, by the way, whose name is going on the contract?
I mean, I suggested Cedric's name goes there. But I think he said he needs to find his mom first and stuff like that, so I don't know.
I do think Sid is happy about burning his kind of putting his dad behind him in a way. Obviously we haven't found the mom yet and what really happened to her, but and all the confusion and things like that, the confusing moment that it is. I think Sid is totally fine with signing the contract at that point. Realizing that it's maybe a bit of a dead end and this is just what it is. Even if that might not be the case, but that's just where Sid is at. He has no grasp on magical items or whatever.
Okay. So, what now, Wayward Wanderers?
Does that make me Duke of Grimscorn?
That was the whole idea, yes.
Gives you the contract says it gives you the title Duke Grimscorn.
Duke of Grimscorn.
Not Duke of Grimscorn, Duke Grimscorn.
Duke of Grimscorn. Gotcha.
I thought it would be funny to have Cedric walk around being like, yes, I'm a duke.
I will definitely be using that.
You're welcome.
Picking up old ladies at the bar. Yo, I'm a Duke, by the way.
And the name is Cedric Dargosh Lockjaw Duke Grimscorn. How you doing?
How are you doing?
Fun fact, I can tell exactly which episode of South Park is playing behind Baylor.
Yeah, walking home, which
The
is sad.
Mormon one. But I mean, if there's nothing else to really do here, should we head back to Southampton?
Yeah, I think it's time we get back.
When we do, Sid does look back at the house for a brief moment, just taking in everything that happened, and knowing that he'll be back here. And at the same time, his hand is like on his back where the skull is, right? So the
Mhm.
hand is like on the back, touching the skull inside the bag. But that's it.
All right. You guys depart from the soon-to-be yours Grimscorn Manor and head out onto the roads. Well, not even roads. This is like barely a dirt path that's here, and it's only here part of the time. Sometimes it just disappears into nothingness. One thing you notice is that, like, though there's like a dotted line road drawn along here, it's barely visible, even at the best of times. And you get the feeling this is very much a not well trodden path. But you head off. On your horses, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Then if you are leaving mid-morning, it'll take you... If you're riding decently hard, not overexhausting, but decently hard, you will make it to Settleton by nightfall.
Sounds good.
All right. And off
As we're
you
going,
head.
can we keep an eye out for that servant guy? Remember the name of?
Sure thing. Roll a perception check, Andros. Okay. So, you guys are riding out. Sometimes the canopy breaks overhead, allowing you to see the clear day above you. Sometimes it's just dense and it might as well be nighttime with how little light can get down to the bottom of the roads. But you guys ride hard. You know your horses well at this point, and it isn't too long. Well, it's like half a day, 3/4 of a day before you break out of the forest, and you can just barely see parts of Settleton on the horizon. Keeping a swift pace, you do eventually make it to the city, just as dark sky above starts to roll in. So,
I guess if it's night, we want to head to the inn.
Stable the horses.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
You stable the horses, pay a paltry sum. It's like a gold total just to keep the horses fed in the meantime. And you head inwards towards the city to the Dusty Tome, place where you originally met Luke. Noticeably, you didn't see him on your ride in. Given that he was probably just walking, it's a little odd, but some of you don't pay it too much mind as you've been riding all day. Your ass just kind of like hurts. Waddling into the inn, you find a familiar elven barkeep who greets you warmly. I'm assuming you guys are going to want to buy a room and board for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone pay upfront 10 gold for 2 rooms. Boys and girls split, probably.
That's fine. I'll pay.
Alright. So, you guys head to bed. Is there any conversations you guys want to have before rest takes you once more? Things you want to do, maybe?
It might be worth mentioning to Zinni if she can. If she goes into like whatever plane she goes into at night, to see if Duke Grimthorn's there. She might be asking more questions, like we did with that guy who got killed in Rounding Up.
You're asking Zilly to go to work. Ultimately. Work. Oh.
You want me to go there and see if Argosh is there? Is that what you saying? Ew.
Sorry, what was it?
She asked whether you want her to go there and to see whether Gargo. Well, whatever the
gosh.
Duke's name was.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able. You might be able to like ask him another question and throw him into a big scythe, which I'm sure Cedric would be happy with.
If Zinni refuses to push his soul on, will he suffer?
You don't know.
Can you just like beat up his soul and just leave it there?
Can you speak to the Bone Maven and tell him what Hargot has been doing? That he's been keeping souls from the afterlife, or destroying souls, capturing them somehow.
Yeah. Do that.
Anything else you want to guys want to do or try?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be taking the study action from Keen Mind, and I'll be focusing on what I already know, what we've learned from the corpse, and try and figure out more of the cryptic.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
Is there a way I can assist with that?
I'm gonna say, because she's doing it with keen mind, then no. You can offer guidance.
We'll reroll with Lucky. Am I getting guidance?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the 12 and I'll use the guidance. Actually, I have inspiration as well. Should I do it? Or should I just...
If you use inspiration, you will reroll with advantage because you've used lucky to give advantage on the roll. So you'll be rolling twice if you use inspiration.
It's meant to be used. I'm gonna use inspiration. Okay, a 20 and d4. 21, great number.
21. Sorry. Okay. You've got the cryptic written out. There's a lot of parts that stand out to you. And you've always had a quote-unquote keen mind for this sort of stuff. You know that one of the best things to do when solving a puzzle is to look at what anyone else has been doing. How other people have tried to solve it so that you can minimize the amount of work you'd have to do. And you, with your study action, feel that it would be a good use of your time to try to map Hargosh's actions onto the cryptic. You feel that though you've slightly associated some parts of it, there's maybe more to it than just that. And even if he was wrong in his approach, if you find the link that he attempted and failed, you know it's one that's not worth endeavoring down.
So I just need to kill a bunch of people.
That is precisely the opposite of what I said you need to do.
I know.
I'm already kind of covering that route, so you try other
Yeah.
avenues of investigation.
You want to talk out loud about what that might be?
Huh?
You want to talk with the group about what this might be, how you can try and use this hint that you've been given?
I don't know yet.
Has anyone else got any ideas?
If that's my
Fortunately,
patron,
no.
he seems like he likes riddles. I
If
think
he was
the orbs are-
studying,
Sorry.
no, go on.
As I say, the orb's obviously involved in it somewhat. Like, at least if it isn't actually like tied to this solution, the guy thought it was, at least. It seems like, because it's worth noting, like, the orb was also right next to it as well, like the inscription. So, is it worth just spending some time studying that and see if we can work out what the orb does? That might give a clue. Then
We could, yeah.
You can work with the orb in the meantime, Andros. Do you want to bring it out?
Yeah.
Okay. You bring out the orb. What do you do with it?
So I look over it, like, what buttons and like things I can turn are there, like, ways to interact with it.
Is a whole host of them. I sent to Platt what it looks like before. Hold on. I'm gonna put in the in channel chat like the closest rendition of what I can imagine this thing looks like to you guys.
Okay, well, there was a one specific bit we saw of a Duke twist, like when we had the contract table.
You definitely saw something in his flurry of hands. And you saw he got to a point where a little part of it popped out slightly.
Yeah, can we see if we can get to that point? Like, see if there's something to twist, if we try twisting it.
Okay.
Can we get it something pops
Roll
out?
me an intelligence check, Andros. And while you do that, Shift, what were you going to say earlier?
I was going to say, if he is studying this, or has been studying this, he's got to have left a journal or some notes, especially considering how long he's been studying. And those notes might be hidden somewhere in the manor, or else in his room, like his bedroom.
Okay, I've spent mine for inspiration, but I'll go with the first roll.
Okay. You start turning and
Can
twisting.
I get guidance for it, or?
Oh yeah, you can get guidance. Everyone's begging for guidance over their shit rolls.
Used inspiration isn't
You have a
inspiration
guidance. You have a
reroll,
guidance.
basically.
Do I roll guidance twice then, or?
No, guidance is just a plus modifier.
Okay, so 14 plus 3.
So inspiration is a straight reroll, so 13 would be your roll.
Okay, 13 then.
So 16 in total. You start to hold the orb. You twist it in some ways, and then you twist it once more in a different way, and you just get stuck. You double back, try to twist it a different way. You are at this for like 2 straight hours. And you feel like there's definitely, you know that there's more to do with this. You don't know what you saw the Duke do, but you saw him get to a further point than this, but you aren't
Can I
able
have
to get
Anxie-
to that point.
Can I have Anxie describe the exact motions of hands he made? 'Cause she was watching at the time.
Anxie, would you say, and be fair with this, would you say it's fair that you were paying such laser focus attention to exactly what his hands were doing, given that you were at the time incredibly suspicious about whether he was lying or not?
Well, I would have been paying attention to everything he's saying and doing. Like, where would I look else
Mm.
I mean,
if not at
so
him?
bear in mind, we did ask him about the orb in his pocket, and he took it out
Yeah, I
and
asked him
showed
a
us.
couple of times as well.
So it was kind of a focus of the
Sure,
time.
sure, but I'm just asking, Anxie, do you think that you would have
Well,
genuinely been
yeah.
looking at every single slight twist and button press he did?
The thing is, I would have been definitely looking at him, whether it was his hands, probably, if he was doing that. My character is basically extremely observant and
Okay.
has been doing that their whole life.
All right. As long as you think that that's fair, then what I will say is you watch Andros start to do this, and you keep explaining to him how to do it, but then he just like turns it a bit too far, turns it not enough. Eventually, you sigh and you grab the thing off him, and you start twisting things in certain ways, and you already quickly get past the furthest point that Andros did. You twist, grab underneath, twist that little part of it, come back over the top, twist the entire thing around a 360. You push in 2 buttons on either side, and thunk, one thing pops out. You've made it as far as you saw the Duke do it yesterday.
What has popped out?
Just a little part of one of the buttons just came out like half an inch.
Okay, and we know that he would never solve it completely. He would just get to a point and then restart or whatever. If I try, based on the movements I've done and trying to make a pattern of them and whatnot, would I be able to try and figure out the next one?
You can, but I will say at this point it's getting very late in the night, and if you want to try to stay up to do this, you can, but you will need to roll a Constitution saving throw or take a point of
For
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Could we do shifts on it? Like, I've made, I can make notes up to the point we got to, and we just, as we're on watch sort of thing. We take turns.
Not for
trying to
30
get further.
minutes, try again.
Yeah, that shit's not gonna fly.
No, I don't think that's fair, but if I take a point of exhaustion, would I be able to get a rest afterwards? Just sleep in,
You would only be able to get a short rest.
so I won't get my points back.
You will not.
I'll say that's work for another day. And just leave it as it is as of now. I
Okay.
don't think I should finish it.
we want to set it back to default state before we put it away? Because we don't know what it's doing.
That's how on you. Whatever you prefer.
I will say there's a point where you set it down just to like look at it, and after about 10ish seconds of it not being touched, it quickly
Resets.
resets itself back.
Okay, cool. In that case, I wrap it back up and put it in the bag.
Yeah, we know we can get to that point, so we can study it later.
All
Do you
right.
have an idea though? Might work. So it's is it every time we try? It's going to be based on like an intelligence roll.
Yeah, you've sussed that out. That's how this is
Okay.
going to go. And
That's fine. We'll leave it for next day then. I've got an idea. Try.
okay. Spirit of Death taking a long rest. That's nice.
I've got to reset it.
It's all right. Okay. Anything else that you guys are doing before you're falling asleep?
Sending a few sending spells.
Okie dokie. Anyone else want to have any conversations or do something?
Do we want to set up a watch rotation?
You guys have 2 separate rooms in this inn.
Sid is laying with the boys, right?
Mhm.
I guess there's no privacy.
Not much of it, no.
Actually, sorry, I'm gonna finish.
Then Sid is just gonna go to sleep with his hand on his bag.
Are you in the bed taking up most of the room, or are you sleeping on the floor?
I wouldn't mind. Wherever.
I think we'll give Sid the bed this time. Been through quite a bit, but I think we should have a watch rotation of people watching the orb because of it seemed to by itself change, state. We don't know what it does. I think somebody should be watching it, or at least be awake and alert if something does happen.
I'm just a little bit suspicious of Luke as well. That's why I want to.
I mean,
Yeah, I
not
mean, if
seeing
someone's
him on the
awake as well,
way.
they'll be able to hear if someone's like trying to break in or something as well, presumably.
Can
We
we?
can also send him a message.
Can you set an alarm spell across the 2 doors?
How far away are the doors from each other?
Like 10 feet apart.
Okay, I can do. I think it's a 10-foot cube. I think. Check.
If it's a 10-foot cube, you won't be able to then because it's 10 foot is the distance between the 2 doors.
It's a 20-foot cube.
So you will be able to then. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll cast alarm, covering both doors.
Who's going to take the first watch then?
I'll take the first watch.
Second watch?
I'll take second.
And third.
I can take the third one.
Okay.
And, I will dark vision for my watch.
All right.
I guess I'll come over and hand Anxie the orb.
Anxie, do you want to send your sending spells now?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Do you want to take this first watch, Andros? Then I'll take the second, and when I go hand over the orb, I'll dark vision Anxie.
Yeah, that works.
Or we can do it the other way around. You can dark vision me now. I can take the first one. I can send my sending spells at the normal time, and then you can continue.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anxie first watch then. All right. You bring the orb into the girls' room, and you just kind of set it on one of the tables, and sit at the foot of the bed while you hear Zinni softly breathing.
Zinni doesn't snore.
Yeah, just softly, gently breathing, like the delicate little gnome she is.
Exactly.
Roleplay's amazing, isn't it? Can let you be anything you want.
So that you prick.
The delicate little gnome. She's not delicate, alright? She's like very
She's the
strong
biggest gnome I know.
and tall and sturdy. Hidden
So-
muscles everywhere.
With the sending spells, guys, do you want me to creep on Leok?
I mean, it's not about us at this point. What does Anxie want? I
If
feel like
Yanks
Anxie
wants
would
to
do
do
that.
it, Yanks, you could do it, yeah.
Anxie would do this, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you never asked the team, hey, should I annoy Sin? You just fucking do it.
Well,
Bad.
different, isn't it?
No,
This
it's
guy
not.
might tell our
Mm-mm.
shit to other people. I don't want that.
Well, don't go ahead. No.
Okay, let's try. Your boss was luring adventurers for their souls. You had anything to do with it? We didn't see you on the way to Settleton. It's strange. Friend? Less than 25.
Oh. I saw you coming and dodged out of the road. Didn't fancy seeing you. This was the first time he's had guests. First time he mentioned selling the manor.
With my insights, do I think this is trustworthy? Judging by his words.
Even with your passive insight, you get the feeling that this person is being genuine, caught off guard, wasn't willing or able to come up with a lie in that moment, and as far as you can tell, is his earnest thoughts.
Okay. And I got a bunch other sendings to do. One of them is towards my master,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a response to what she said to me earlier. Danger has been part of the research. I found out so much by following this path. You heard, I didn't know how to spell it, so. Lyrius Grimstone. Is that his name?
Linnaeus.
Linnaeus. Yeah, okay, I just written something completely wrong. You heard Linnaeus Grimscorn. Whatever. Before. What you been up to? That's all she hears. And I did really badly with this.
Okay. Let me think. You hear her voice come back to you. Danger, Smanger, you shouldn't be following any path that risks anything. Never heard of that man before. Is he who hurt you? I've just been spring cleaning, tidying up the place.
She hears again. No. He's got something to do with a cryptic. Why is it so important to be safe? I will try. Promise?
I can't have anything happen to you, Anxie. You mean the world to me. Just promise that you'll research in safety and come back to me when I ask. You can stay out for the moment, but I'm very worried.
Do I find any of the things she said weird?
Roll an insight check. You've known your master all your life, more or less. Whether it's weird or not is a matter of perception for anyone that hears it. But for you, having grown up with her, she's always been quite protective of you and tried to shelter you at any points that she could. It's pretty in line with her past behavior. It may be weird still to be that protective, but it's not unusual for her.
Okay. And the last one's towards Cornellon.
Mm-hmm.
The housewarming party might be delayed, but Carney, has it been curious? How you been? How's your journey going? And that's it.
Oh, Anxie, my journey has been wondrous. Wandering down a golden road that only I can walk. Curious how? I want to know what happened. Please tell me all. I can't hear you. I think you're not.
Oh yeah, forgot there's push to talk. Here's basically in his head. I'd love to tell you all about it next time we meet. And this is my last sending spell for the night.
That's it? No more? Just
I
that?
have 2 more.
No, but that's all you're sending in that message? You obviously got 25 words.
But he didn't say much.
Hmm.
Okay. Happy to hear you've been having a time. I'd love to tell you all about it next time we meet, hopefully soon, and that's it.
Hopefully soon indeed. I would love to come back to the island when the time is right. Probably in disguise this time. Don't want to cause too much of a scene, you know.
Fair.
All right.
I just continue my watch.
And your watch passes with absolutely nothing eventful happening. The orb stays incredibly still, unmoving, doing literally nothing. There is one point where you can hear some footsteps heading down the hallway outside. They walk past both your doors and into a door a couple ways down the hallway. And eventually it's time for you to hand the orb back to Baylor for his shift.
Okay, I go towards their room. And I knock, I guess?
They've left the door unlocked for you.
Fair. Cool.
You sneak in,
Then I
give
wake-
Baylor a nudge, and
Yeah.
get him awake.
Baylor.
Hmm.
There's been a development. I decided to check on our new friend Luke. Apparently he saw us on the way to Settleton and hid. That's why we
hid?
didn't see him.
Why would he hide?
I have an idea why. I think he's terrified of us.
Hmm.
However, he also mentioned that we were the first people to go to the manor in order to try and buy it from the Duke, so he didn't know anything about his intentions. And it seemed truthful.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So quite possible then that the Duke had been doing some studying in the last few years and maybe came up with something new is why he tried to lure people there.
Potentially.
And adventurers, strong people. He did say Sid's mum was weak, right?
Yeah. Maybe it has something to do with it. I
Maybe.
figured out that I need to study his steps, so hopefully I get to something.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be heading back to the manor sooner rather than later.
Well, here's the orb.
Thank you.
Have fun babysitting. I'm going to sleep.
I'm just going to be watching it. I'm not even touching it.
Oh, you get it to place it on the table, you don't even touch it.
Yeah.
Him being like,
Well, I'll take it and I'll put it down, but I'm not going to play with it.
Okay, okay. Baylor, your orb pondering shift begins. Roll me a perception check. Your mind starts to wander. It's raining outside. The gentle pitter-patter of water against the roof above you and the window you casually stare out of. Settleton is an oddly beautiful town. Probably without a doubt one of the most visually appealing ones to you that you've been to so far. You think about it, it's probably owed mostly to the fact that it's rooted in a lot of its traditions, old stones on the first floor, and there's a lot of greenery around. More so than any city that you've actually been to. Though that when you've been walking through them, it's more of a sense of opulence than natural ideation sort of stuff. Everything's very immaculately pruned and kept, and all the grass is incredibly well trimmed. Not like the kind of nature you're used to, but it's green, and green feels like home. Speaking of home, you find it a bit odd that such horrific things were happening in a place that was technically within Adriellis's fiefdom, so to say. And Nadzaratelli may not have known what was happening inside. Could they have done something? Probably not, but you feel a little sick inside that something was happening so close to home and that you A, didn't know, and B, didn't do anything with it. It's a sad thought. Survivor's guilt, you put it down to, but more than anything, you just hope that Cedric can make peace with what's happened. And your watch passes without a hitch. Gonna go ahead and wake up Andros, I assume.
Yeah.
All right.
His headset died a minute ago.
Oh, did
I don't know
it?
if he's back.
Hmm.
Oh. Ale, if you are here, roll me a
am.
perception check. Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, sorry. That's it. I had to
I
quickly
will
charge
wake
it for like a second.
Andros.
Perception check, you said.
yeah.
And before I go to sleep, I'll tell Andros, I've left it on the table, Andros. I've not fiddled with it, and I think maybe a good idea to not fiddle with it while we're all sleeping either.
Where did Tony go?
I think she said that her Discord's been shitting the bed.
Okay. After Shift goes back to bed, or Baylor goes back to bed, can I start fiddling with it?
Go ahead, man.
What do I roll?
Roll an intelligence check. There's something about the way that you're turning it. It almost feels like the damn thing's working against you. You aren't even able to get as far as you did before when Anxie was here. It's pretty frustrating because she was watching you do stuff wrong and try to help you, and now you still can't even get as far back as you once were. It's like when you turn it, it like goes down a different way that you didn't mean. God, you're just so fucking tired. It's been like a long day. But eventually your watch passes without really anything happening and just you mostly getting pretty frustrated. Tony, are you here?
Yeah, I'm lagging a bit. I tried restarting my computer because I kept freezing and lagging on Discord.
You think it's
That's why
going
you're
alright
not
enough now
the-
to go to your Dreamscape and try?
I don't know.
Or what we can do if you want, because I'm not sure how much longer the session's going to go, but we can save it for the start of next session instead and sort of do it as a sort of retcon in a sense, if you want. Or do you want to just play through and do it now? Your choice.
Let's try.
Okay. So, Zinni. As you rest for the night, sleeping very gently and soundly, you awake to find yourself within your familiar space that you've been coming to frequently. A gently spinning scythe off in a far distance, and a still ocean of souls before you, some screaming, some wailing, some quietly sobbing to themselves, others not even understanding what's going on or where they are. What is it that you want to do?
I guess I'll start guiding people along and see if I spot Hargosh
Okay.
amongst.
So, you start going through. You take it at a bit of a slower pace this time. Previously, you've felt like there's a lot of stuff you need to catch up on, so you've been just throwing them at rapid pace. But you at least say like hello to them now. You ask them for their name and assure them that going on to a better place. But you still, at a brisk pace, start pushing people towards the site and watch as their souls disapparate and filter through. You get through quite a bit of this. This whole thing is quite emotionally exhausting to do. These are all people that have quite literally had the worst day of their life and the last day of their life. And now you're having to deal with all the emotions that come with it from them. Some of them just cry in your face and don't even try to interact with you. Some of them lash out at you, blame you. It feels horrible, but in their position, could you really blame them? Then there's one spectral soul that stands out amongst the crowd, irrationally calm, incredibly tall, stood there with its eyes fixated upon you. You see the spectral form of Hargosh Lockjaw, eyeing you as you send all these souls to the afterlife.
Sorry, what? So you guys wanted me to communicate with him here, and I sort of missed snippets of what you wanted me to do. So can you tell me?
Well, you're not limited by amounts of questions now, and you can ask him more frankly, just like little questions, anything that comes to your mind, and you get a lot more of his personality here. Whereas with the Speak with Dead spell, you just get the sort of like very, very filtered.
Does he know that I spoke to his corpse?
Go and ask.
Hargosh,
Yes.
we have unfinished business.
It seems so. What are you, little gnome? What is this place?
This is where souls linger, and I help them cross over to a peaceful place. You may have seen me doing that just now.
Yes, I have. It's a very curious thing. Are you a cleric?
Indeed, I am.
What in the hell are you doing on this island?
It's a great question.
I know
I wish
you're
I knew the
kind. You don't
answer.
come anywhere near here. I've only ever heard, in my 30 years with this island, of one individual of piety coming to this island. The man killed himself from madness. How
I've
do
heard
you
about that too.
exist?
I don't understand the question. How do I exist?
Yes, how is it that you're here? How is it you're doing this? Why are you doing this? Gods aren't here. You aren't serving anyone or anything.
I gesture towards the scythe.
There's no God, it's merely the entrance to whatever lies beyond.
The Bone Maven has tasked me to do this, and that's why I'm here.
The Maven herself tasked you.
Apparently so.
That's a hogwash. Wouldn't be the case.
Why do you say that?
I don't know why you would lie to a soul in the afterlife. It's not like I'm going to go tell anyone.
I am telling you the complete truth. I've no reason to lie, unlike yourself. We know that Dargosh is your son, and yet you still tried to deny it. Do not come to me and call me a liar when that's the thing you did yourself.
Well, yes, I denied it. Never wanted to see that little bastard's face again.
And why is that?
He's ruining everything coming back. I thought he died out there in the wild. That would have been at least a bit helpful.
Well, I can give you assurance on that fact that I think the Dargosh that you knew died out there, and he was reborn into a much greater person,
Ugh.
and he became Sidric.
You pious people never change, do you? the one good thing about this island is none of you annoying fuckers here. Always talking about greater purpose, greater being, serving something higher. Ugh. I spit in the face of it.
And Zinni sort of gestures as if to say, like, what are you talking about? And then lets out her arms to say, look all around you. Like, I am literally serving a greater being. You can see this before your eyes. I'm not the one trapped in an abyss of souls.
What is it you want, cleric?
I want to know why you tortured Dargosh's mother.
I was doing what any good scholar would do. Testing all available theories, methods of practice, possible answers.
I do believe torturing a helpless woman, it goes against everything that a scholar is, no?
Well, a scholar only means to learn. There's no sense of morality with it.
And a helpless woman, that makes you a coward.
Yeah, she was a miserable little thing. Barely paid her but 20 gold, and her family was fawning over me, so thankful that I would, the Duke Grimscorn, descended down from my manor and fell in love with such a dishevelled woman. They even looked past my green skin and cared not once I flashed a bit of gold. So don't talk to me about moralities.
Because I was going to say something and it's gone. ADHD. Um. hmm.
He starts eyeing you up and down a bit, really sort of like taking you in. You know he's been on this island for 30 years. He's genuinely not seen a cleric or holy person this entire time. You're genuinely somewhat of like a marvel to him. Something that, as far as he believes, really shouldn't exist.
But why her?
No reason at all. Picked the first woman I came across that was at least moderately attractive.
And what was your purpose?
It's exactly like I said. Try to fulfill parts with the cryptic so I could advance further.
So tell me what you know about the cryptic.
Why should I? Do you know even what lies beyond it? Do you know what solving it would do? Do you know what solving it entails? Why do you want to know the
No,
answer to it?
I'm simply curious. I'm simply curious to know why someone would buy a woman, willingly have a son with her, and torture her for the sake of this cryptic. Because to me, that makes no sense.
for the sake of what the cryptic represents. Potential of power. Just beyond the wall. You have no idea how many nights I spent pounding that wall with my own 2 fists until they were bloodied. Every time but one, I knew it would do nothing, but I still did it all the same. If I traveled back in time, I'd probably do it the same again.
And is power worth everything that you've done?
Yes.
And you mentioned that she was weak and you needed adventurers, so
That was my
you were
running
looking for
hypothesis,
stronger?
yes. Did I know if it would work? Not at all. What would I do with your souls once I had them? Not the foggiest.
Where are the souls?
What souls?
You've taken souls to be able to use with the cryptic, no?
I tried with you and you saw how well that went.
But
You lot...
Dargosh's mother, you took her soul.
No, I didn't. She just died after only a week worth of beatings. And so I just threw her in the garden.
Her soul was not present.
It's not of my concern.
I think you're lying.
I think you're too naive to care or to face reality.
And I think you're an idiot for not complying with someone who decides what happens next with your soul.
Nothing that could happen to me to compare with the decades of anguish I spent with myself, racking my brain for answers and getting no closer. I bet you don't even have the faintest idea of what that cryptic could mean. I do.
We have some ideas.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you really seemed like an intelligent, capable bunch.
Well,
Definitely not a bunch of hack
it's rich
jobs that were
coming
in the
from
right place at the
someone.
right time.
It's rich coming from someone who's spent their whole life trying to figure it out, and yet here you are.
He watches his
You're
ghost.
so smart. You've completely solved it, haven't you? No. No, you haven't. Keep your sass to yourself.
You watch as a sort of sick smile creeps onto his face. If I knew there were women as fun as you out there, I would have done a bit more looking beforehand.
You would never be so lucky to get like.
No, I bet you think that.
Oh, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you remember, during our battle, the power that I unleashed upon you? There's no way you'd be coming in.
You're such a tease. What is it you really want to know?
I want to know what you know. About the orb, about the cryptic, and about Dargosh's mother.
Well, since you asked so nicely, and since there's naught that I will do with the information now myself, it is exactly like I said. I tried to fulfill parts of the cryptic. Maybe you need a thesaurus to help yourself out a little and know what exactly all the words mean. Do you know what the word progeny means, darling?
I do indeed.
Do you want to tell me?
Googling it.
That's what I thought, yes.
Zinni knows. I don't, because I'm an idiot.
I don't know if Zinni knows.
Offspring.
What did I do with my offspring?
Apparently, you hurt them to a point that they ran away and had a psychotic moment that they forgot all of their memories of you.
I never laid a finger on the stupid boy. Stupid as he was, even evidently at that age, it was a miracle that little thing came out of me. Couldn't imagine that I'd be such capable. No, I didn't lay a finger on the boy.
I
Do
never
you know
said
what
that
I
you did.
did do? I abandoned him, both in heart and mind.
I abandoned my boy.
Do you know what
No.
another word for abandoning is?
What?
Forsaking. Does that get the little
Oh,
cogs
shit.
turning in your head? Oh, I can see you're thinking really hard about this one.
I just circle back to the same question that I asked you before, and that's that I don't think that all of this horror that you've conducted is worth any power.
Well, thank you for your assessment, Zinni. I will take it under guidance.
You don't need to take anything under guidance. You're in my lair now.
I'm sure you'll do anything you want from me, right? How very pious of you. How very noble. To beat a broken man. A man who's already lost everything. I'm sure your God
Have
would
you
be
ever
so
heard
happy
of
with you.
Have you ever heard of a little thing called karma?
I care not forever to religiosity words that you may have to describe your processes. You people are immoral and disgusting. That's why I came to this island. That's why I became so enamored with the manor itself. Do you even care to read the books that are in my solarium? Linnaeus Grimscorn hated your kind too. Each and every one of you and the things you praise to. Such an unbelievable deep passion. And he mysteriously disappeared. And there's an unsolvable cryptic in the basement.
Why come here?
I go anywhere in retirement. Seemed nice. The idea of no religious, pious people like you was an upside, a significant one at that, might I add. Did I imagine how annoying you people are?
I see. You hate the gods. That's what this is all about.
Of course I do. Anyone with a good, sound mind hates them.
And why is that?
You have enough reason to hate them yourself. You see what they do to the people of this island. They abandoned
Excuse
them
me?
as well. They have forsaken their progeny. I merely followed in their example.
Can you ask if he knows what the baleful eclipse is?
Hold on. And yet here we are, a cleric born of this island, and the bone maven just over there, helping me guide these souls. Would you say the gods have abandoned this island? With the evidence that's right before your eyes?
With the thousands of years that this island has existed and every single one of its people being abandoned by their celestial parents, yes, I think they do. One slight correction from one single god does not even come close to an apology for everything that's been done so far. How does it make you feel to be a tool for the gods addressing their shame?
I think that neither of us have the knowledge to be able to say, or to be able to make such assumptions. And for me personally, I would like to say that I am willingly trying to learn as much as I am able to be able to understand more.
Well, good for
Instead
you,
of
darling. Good for you.
instead of expressing hate, instead of committing horrible crimes, I'm of neither bias.
Well, don't let her hear you say that.
I'm taking my time to understand, and she will understand that as well.
Like I said, you people are so annoying. It's like I've talked to one of you, I've talked to all of you.
Yeah, you don't like me. Keep insulting me.
Oh no, I like you. I don't
Boring.
like the things you stand for.
You don't know a single thing that I stand for.
The fact that you were here at
You
her
don't know
behest is
anything that
enough
I've
for...
done.
I've heard of the Wayward Wanderers. I've heard you saved that entire town from a horrible shambler attack. I heard you put on an amazing show in an arena filled with people to the brim who brought smiles to so many faces. I spit on it all. A drop in the ocean compared to what the gods inflict upon their children every day.
Please tell me what that is.
Endless cycles of violence.
Where?
You've seen it yourself, it's everywhere. It's apparent, not only on this island, but off it as well.
Give me an example.
An example, are you daft? People with this island die to shamblers every day. You are surrounded by examples.
And why is that the fault of the gods?
They have the power to stop in and end any of it. All of it. Yet they sit
And how
idly
do you know
by and
that?
do nothing. Gods, they're powerful beyond any kind of understanding. A simple shambler is a microscopic dot on a page to them.
They are powerful beyond any understanding, and that's why you shouldn't be trying to understand their purpose and why they don't get involved with our matters.
Gods work in mysterious ways. You really are all the same.
I've got another question for you.
Oh, God. Out with it.
I'm so glad that you're enjoying my company.
A wicked smile comes
Have you
across his
heard
face again.
have you heard of the baleful eclipse?
Huh. I have. Though that's a less common name.
What do you know about the baleful eclipse?
See, this one I don't feel like telling you. Because I know, and I get the feeling, this question's very important to you. It's very odd, out of left field. Not pertaining to our conversation at all. This is something you really care about, isn't it? Why do you want to know what it is?
Whilst we're on the topic of gods and otherworldly beings, I was simply curious if you knew.
Now that I think about it, one of your allies summoned a shambler in our fight, did they not? It seems you may know more about the baleful eclipse than me. Now, isn't that curious, Ginny? Fighting alongside some warlock scum, and you pretend to be more righteous than I. You know the terror they bring, the promises they make. Why do you, such a good person, call that man of yours an ally? Bit hypocritical, don't you think?
There is more than you
Oh no,
understand.
it's different for me, I swear. He's a really good person. Actually, I've heard it all before. And I've cut down many of them myself. You maybe want to watch out. So if any of them ever go down, some of them tend to explode. It's rather nasty.
Bone Maven, if I may.
Ooh. Talked her into a corner now. This one. What are you doing, Zinni?
Can we keep this one here?
Oh, fuck.
He doesn't deserve peace.
You watch as the scythe stops. It splits open, and you see an eye staring at you once more once it gets its bearings. What is it that you wanted?
Keep his soul from going on.
The eye narrows at you slightly. You get a feeling that it wants an explanation.
Bitch.
Still waiting for an explanation. Oh, hi, guy.
Ale's never there, is he?
He's sometimes. He kneel down.
There he is. Oh, Fletcher's getting back in time.
What the fuck? It's gone 10 o'clock. He's still awake. Is he okay?
He's going to bed. He's literally going to bed.
Gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oof.
Off you go then.
At least tell him good night.
We did. I was muted.
No, okay.
We had a smooch and everything.
No. Not on camera. Okay.
No, that's gay. Does the Bone Maven really need an explanation? Like, the Bone Maven's a god. Surely the Bone Maven knows what he's done.
She's expecting one.
And the Bone Maven is listening to our conversation and how he's teasing me and being a prick.
Because she's busy.
You get the feeling that she's only just become present, that she's unaware of anything that's happened before.
Convenient.
Hargosh, tell the Bone Maven how you feel.
Big lady herself. Whoa. I spit on you and all your brethren. But I'm sure that's just another day in the park for you. Bumhaven looks back at you with a somewhat sense of confusion.
He is a disgusting man who has spent years torturing innocent people, seeking out power, or what he believes is power. He doesn't actually know. I'd like to keep him here, just as my little subject.
Some fog appears before your face, in between you and the scythe. And when the fog parts, you see somewhat of a vision. You see a big red cloud with Hargosh's angry expression on it, being mad as all anything. And you watch as a single drop of water falls down from this cloud. And you watch it fall for a long time before it lands in a body of water so massive you can't comprehend how big it is. He is quite literally a drop in the ocean.
I don't know what that is. A very small amount of something that is insignificant.
Fog parts and the eye is now just staring solely at you.
I'm trying to think of what I should say next. And what if I refuse to send him on?
You watch as her gaze moves across the dreamscape and focuses on a different soul in the ocean that you stand in. You see that the soul is half a torso, a shoulder, and half of a head floating on the floor as it slowly sinks and disappears.
disappears into nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the souls go that don't get moved onwards?
You get a resonating feeling of curiosity. This is a question that not even the Bone Maven knows the answer to.
I don't know. Thinking a lot about what we can do and what I can do. If we can I don't know. I don't know. It's confusing. I have a small brain, I'm not smart.
Zinni's got an intelligence of 4. What have you got? Intelligence 12, sorry. I don't know why I said 4.
Who?
Zinni. What's Tony got?
Like 2?
Damn. Sid's currently at a 7.
Yeah, 2 is. I don't think it's okay for a player.
2's you're
'cause
basically a
the-
vegetable.
Yeah.
The shoe fits.
Okay.
No wonder none of the Wowhead guides make sense.
Don't be a prick. Can you not just give Zinni this one? Just this one? Zinni wants to
I mean,
get
can you
something out of him.
can you ask the audience or 50-50 it?
Do you express
I'm
this
phoning a
out
friend.
loud to the Bone Maven? This little outburst?
No, I'm saying this to you as my DM.
I'm inclining that you should do this out loud.
No, because I don't want to beg. I don't want to beg in front of this fucking shit face of a man. Zinni's strong and tall. The tallest gnome, by the way.
You have the silence spell. Can you silence him?
No.
Not prepared, sorry.
Can I put... Where?
Can you phone a friend and just have Anxie pop up in the dreamscape somehow?
Can I bring someone with me to the dream every once in a while? That would be nice.
The Bone Maven, despite you not directly asking for it and not being a mind reader, eventually catches on to what you sort of want.
Okay.
You watch as the eye. Weird because it's just one. You watch as it sort of rolls, and you feel inside you a sort of sigh. Then next to you,
Judging you.
you see a crackle in space next to you. This crackle grows bigger and bigger and bigger and forces itself open. Beyond it, you just see an endless roaring flame.
Huh?
It's the bad guy in K-pop Demon Hunters.
The eye
Oh,
sighs
we
so loudly that even Hargosh hears it. She looks at you, she looks at Hargosh, and then she looks at this hole to hell that she just made, and then looks back at you.
Oh, I'm gonna send him to hell. Well, would you look at that?
They don't pick the brightest, do they?
A portal to hell has just spawned before me. How convenient.
You do this, you know you'll just prove me right.
And how would I do that?
You vindictive little shit. You don't really believe the stuff you preach.
I don't recall preaching.
Go on, send me to eternal suffering. Even as my lips burn from my body, I'll still spit in your god's face.
Guys, what can I say to him to make him speak? Because I don't just want to send him to hell without him saying anything.
You can give him like a last warning type of thing.
That's it. And otherwise, it
Can't
just is
really
what
do
it is.
much.
It's not a make or break type of thing.
You've also gotten quite a lot of information regardless, so even if you don't get further, that's not a failure at all.
No, but we're still miles off from solving anything, and that's just annoying.
Well,
no, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. We don't have to solve it in a day.
Yeah.
We don't have to solve it in a session or two. It might be
It's
something
not
we
about.
never
It's
got to
not even
solve.
the cryptic though. It's everything. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
question marks
Yeah.
that we.
The one thing that's worth knowing is what exactly is the cryptic about, except for like opening further power. Like, what the fuck does he know that we don't?
Yeah. I think. All right. Let's put it like this. Let's just blank page. What would Cindy do at this point? Just send him off. Be like, well, I tried. One last chance. You can tell me anything. Off you go.
In the bum.
Oh, you
I
could
can
really just like throw him off for doing something completely unexpected and just jump into the portal to hell yourself.
Maybe not
I don't wanna
listen
go
to
there.
That would get
You know what would be really funny if you fucking kill yourself.
I mean, it doesn't mean that.
And being like, it's time to just make a new cleric, I suppose. Yeet.
This
I
is
think
the
Bone
brightest
Maven
idea.
Bone Maven might be thinking that at this point.
It's mini. It's the smallest gnome ever. Okay.
Like, Tony, just do whatever you think your character would do. Whether it would be sending him to hell or being like, I'm the bigger person, off you go. Like,
Zinni's
just
got a
do.
short fuse. Zinni's frustrated with him and doesn't like
Yeah.
what he's saying. And
Yeah.
Zinni wants to torture his soul. If
Well,
she
there you
can.
go.
When you
There you
send
go.
them the way they're supposed to go, they go into like a big spinning scythe, yeah? So it's like a blender. Could you send them in through really slowly?
No, I've got a portal to hell right next to me. I can send him into there, but he's not phased by it.
He's not phased by
Oh,
it because he's not actually experienced it.
yeah.
And once he experiences it, his mind's going to change.
But then, how can
True.
I get him to experience it without fully sending him in there?
Hargosh is also a very intelligent and, from what you now know, convicted man. He's not going to give you the satisfaction if he can help it.
Yeah.
Can I
He's
torture
not.
his soul?
You have a portal to hell!
Yeah, but once he's in there, he's gone. No?
I don't know.
We can just go to hell all
You don't know.
together, like
Yeah.
I
have
mean,
fun.
if you just like focus really hard, can you just like imagine a sort of just like a car battery and some jumper cables? And, like,
Tony, you have to realize if this is absolutely crucial to the story or whatever the hell, which I don't think it is, we could actually travel to hell decked out of our fucking minds at higher levels or whatever the fuck and try to find him again. It's okay. But just try to think about what Zinni would do in this moment, and I think that's where the answer lies.
And you also
I'm
asked
just.
the Bone Maven if you could keep him,
Yeah.
and as a response, the Bone Maven opened a
Mm.
portal to hell.
So that might
I
be
think
keeping
hell is
him
the storage space where you keep him.
storage place.
Yeah.
Zinni.
Well, it's not like he can die again.
But I've just explained what Zinni would like to torture him. But Zinni thinks that if she sends him into that portal, he's gone. He's gone to be tortured, but he's gone, and then that doesn't give me the opportunity to be like, "Are you gonna speak now, bitch?" You know what I mean? Like, he's
I mean,
gone.
you can ask that now. Like literally, you don't really have many options, do you?
Yeah, I mean, you did say you were frustrated. I think you would probably just very frustratingly ask him, like, "That's it? You don't want to talk? All right, off you go."
yeah, realistically,
that's-
you've got like Portal A or Portal B. Yeah, kind of send everyone.
I just don't
Yeah.
think there's any other option to get any answers out of him. Like, that's your final play. He's being an intelligent bitch, and he will just not give you the satisfaction. Off the hell he goes.
Okay,
Look at him talking about his
Zinni.
father.
Out of character. Out of character.
Daddy issues.
Sid is
Um,
fast asleep. All right.
I say that then. Is that it? You don't have anything else you want to say?
Would you let me take you to dinner sometime?
Not the dead father romance. Like, come on, dude.
Sydney, if you're gonna fuck my dad, like, this is. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not fucking anyone.
Well, not if he goes to hell,
Oh lord.
This is when like a third
brother.
portal opens and it's like a nice French restaurant.
You broke Tony's brain right there.
You're
Dax,
evil,
you're such
Dax.
a prick. Like, actually such a prick. Anyone else in that
Evil.
situation would probably like, wait, I'll speak, but no, you're just a prick. Off he goes then, into hell, bye, see you later, you fucking ugly
If it helps, I
ass.
could tell you what Andros would do in that situation.
I know
He'd
what.
just kick him in the balls and send him to hell.
Actually, yeah, I will do that, I will kick him in the bollocks. Can I shoot spells at him? Soul, can I do that?
You go to kick him. Oh, Zinni, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Am I gonna fall through him?
No. No. Don't roll
No,
one.
right.
Don't roll
Zinni,
one.
does Zinni know that I can't actually touch him because I've dealt with souls for a long time,
You pick people up and throw them at the scythe.
right? Are you telling me that I've not accidentally tried to touch one or touched one?
Yeah, but you pick
One.
them up, so there must be something physical for you to pick up.
Fine, I'll roll it.
It's not a one. We're good.
Okay.
You're not jumping to hell.
You
with
go
him.
to kick him, and your foot flies straight through him, but you are able to land back on both your
Oh
feet.
wow, Zinni probably would have known that, but my DM's a prick. Okay.
Zinni's also hot-headed and does stupid shit.
Can Zinni? So I can't cast a spell on it, I guess.
He is an incorporeal spectral ghost. No, you cannot
Yeah,
cast a
and
spell
Zinni
on him.
wants to make him hurt because he's a prick.
Could
Because
you bring
he's
a
being voiced by my
Dead.
DM,
Could,
who is the mother of all pricks.
see, could you bring another ghost over and tell that ghost to beat him?
Oh yeah, this is wailing crime person.
He
Hit
knows
him!
people.
Hit him! Off he goes then. He's in. He's in the pool.
As you
Hell.
grab him, you always know there's something different about when you grab them to move them somewhere. It's like, you're not like touching them, you are just like
Before we do this,
grabbing at their
actually,
like essence and moving them.
Is there a way for us to extract his soul from his dead body?
Aren't you talking with his soul?
You can revive him.
If
Actually,
you
no,
could
you
revive
can't.
him, then I could rend essence.
Don't think you can now because you cremated his body.
Did we?
Sid did.
Mhm.
He said that, yeah.
Sid, you idiot. He's got his headset off as well. He can't fucking hear me.
He does seem
So we-
like he's heard you saying he's an idiot.
Can we not? We can't get his soul anymore. Why did?
Next level we can do something.
Can we like plant him in a pot?
And water him. See if he grows. Could have
Maybe
got his soul.
if we ask Bork
used
how
it.
his soul got stored inside a ring.
Yeah, Bork, you're an orc. You definitely know how to capture another orc in a ring, right?
At this point, I'm thinking, like, is he just going to jump in and port himself?
That's not in-game time. We're just fucking around out of character.
No, I like to think they're just all stood there awkwardly. Not sure
Bone
what's happening.
Maven just looking at Zinni being like, what the fuck are you doing?
You called me here, forced me to open a portal to hell. Now you're just kind of she's just watching you. Well, Zinni, what's it gonna be?
He just has to go to hell, doesn't he? But it just sucks. I don't have many options, so he just goes in there and that's it.
All right. You pick up his soul and you toss it through the crack in space. You watch as he falls down towards the flames, and as you gaze down at him from your vantage point, he looks back up at you. He cracks a smile. Then the crack seals itself up, and the Bone Maven lets out another long sigh.
I turn to the Bone Maven. Bone Maven, he said some things that I wish to understand. He said that the gods have abandoned us. He has some merit to his words because there are no religious people on this island, and there's no information about gods. Why don't the gods exist here? Up until now. Up until me.
At this sudden, earnest question, you get a feeling of understanding resonating throughout your body. As if the Bone Maven's now understanding why you were worked up. Fog comes before your face and reveals a vision to you. You see a small dot, flanked by two other dots. One glows significantly brighter than the other. Your vision starts to rapidly zoom in before you realize it's the world. Semya. Spinning rapidly around. You see all the land is lit up in a gorgeous white light. And as the world spins, you watch as it zooms in on Rastellan and then Alverkil. You see it is filled with light as well. But then you see that light rapidly disappear.
Is that the island? Sorry.
Yes.
What's it called?
Ralverkil. You watch as the planet spins around several times at very fast speed. Then it stops again. The light is still completely unlit until you see one very small light up in the northwest of the island, close to a little town called Northwind.
That's me.
Another fog comes across and reveals a separate vision. You see a mountain peak. You watch as one single droplet of water forms and starts to snake its way down the mountain. As it rolls, it grows bigger and bigger into a very small stream, a wider stream, and eventually spreads down into a river and goes out into the ocean. All that water from just one little source. One little source that can be the start of something massive. The fog fades, the visions are gone. As you look around you now, the oceans of souls have now gone. It's just you and the eye.
So what you're trying to say to me is that gods aren't present here because the inhabitants? aren't aware or don't believe, or I don't know the correct word to say there.
Not quite. When the light left the island, you felt as if the light was leaving, and then light got placed back in Northwind.
So the previous one left and I'm the new one, right?
First of a new generation, maybe?
That doesn't explain why there's no gods on this island.
No, it doesn't.
And that doesn't explain why the droplet of water gets bigger. If I'm not to educate people on the gods so that they can return, then I don't know what that vision meant. See, this is the thing, Dax, is that you talk to me in riddles every dream and I never understand them, ever.
I mean, you're not supposed to like understand the whole thing, I guess. It's like one of the things like in a later session you might think back to it and then it suddenly makes sense with more added context.
I'm not saying I should understand everything, but it's just frustrating that there's just constant questions, there's constant riddles, there's constant things that we're not figuring out. And there's not a lot of solving, and I've spoke to Dax about this and I just find it frustrating.
There's
And maybe that's just a me issue, but it's frustrating. I feel frustrated when I don't get it, because I feel like an idiot as well.
There is meant to be a lot of solving soon. A lot of this is going to be behind a person that you guys are going to be meeting soon who's going to be providing a lot of answers. This here, a god is a being of incomprehensible size and matter in which you genuinely difficult to like understand. There's maybe also things that they're not directly sharing. It's impossible to tell whether they're being upfront with everything that they know. But like you said to Hargosh, gods work in mysterious ways.
I just feel like the Bone Maven would. Like, I'm having doubts about the gods because he's planted seeds in my head. I just feel like the Bone Maven would be more willing to, like, try and explain it better rather than sending me two visions that I don't understand. But maybe Zinni just has an arc now where she goes against the gods or something because this cunt of a man has said that they've abandoned the island, and from what I can see, he's not
Yeah,
wrong.
but that's the beautiful thing about RPing it.
Where the fuck are you? You're not even on the camera.
I am making a mozzarella and tomato
A carrot
something.
cake.
Carrot cake, yeah.
No, my girlfriend asked for this, alright? Chill, alright?
I think
I'm fine.
with the whole island being abandoned thing, a lot of it ties in, I think, to like the baleful eclipse, as in it's unlikely that they just decided to leave for some, because they fancied, not being on this island anymore. It's more like they left to avoid something. which is probably why like the Mervyn doesn't seem to really like me, for example.
I don't think we're in the end game yet. I think we're gathering information, and once we get to that point, everything will click.
Yeah, I mean, we've got breadcrumbs. We can work out small, isolated bits, but the bigger picture is still blurry.
Mm.
I mean, the thing is, look at the map. We still haven't gone north. We're just
Mhm.
it's early game or like middle game. I don't know. It's whatever Dax decided it is, I guess.
It's like
And
two
obviously
of
we're
the
trying to
biggest
figure out
question
stuff.
marks on the maps, like the biggest curiosities. Frostbluff and the Hole, and you guys haven't even gone near any one of them yet, nor really
Yeah.
asked any questions about them.
Yeah. Also, we know that Randy, while looking at the map, he was like said that you should, have a obvious question when you look at the map. We haven't gotten to that either.
Well, that's what I mean. There's so much that we've not solved, and it's like piling up, and it's doing my tits in. And then there's things like these fucking sessions where we come on and we're like, right, we're gonna do this today, and then guys like, nope, you're gonna out the Rat King. Go and do a side quest, you stupid fucks. And it's like, well, of course we're nowhere near solving anything. You just dedicated a whole session to doing a dumb fucking side quest.
In all honesty, we've done lots of side quests like shitting in chimneys.
Right, that was important. Don't tell me that wasn't important. That was important.
You see, that's where the Rat King ties in, because the Rat King did half that job, so it was important to do the Rat King to do the other important chimney shit.
Well, we had to do the fucking Rat King because Dax hadn't prepared a proper session.
I spent so much time preparing the ranking. What do you mean? That was a whole quest that I had from like.
Well, you should have prepared the riddles and tell us how to solve them.
Look, ultimately,
Yeah,
you guys decided to go to Ralhafted instead of going to Settleton. If you had gone to Settleton instead, we would have had this Sid arc like half a year ago, as well as you guys talking to Terry.
We had something to do in Ralhaf. We did. Anyway,
It was the arena. That's why you went there. You were just interested by
That's
the
what-
arena.
Well,
And
the
No,
arena.
Baylor wanted to talk to the Lord.
Oh,
That's
to the
why
Lord
we
as
went
well,
there.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that was the
Yeah.
big reason.
Basically,
The arena
reason we
was
went
the
there,
side quest.
the reason we went there was to discuss logging rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to deal with another character's backstory. We had to deal with the druid stuff, and to an extent, because of that, we managed to figure out a way for Dewey to stop fucking harassing the forest, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, more mysteries got discovered as well. Like, there's still a lot of questions behind the Nazaratelli. Adriellis is very secretive about a lot of stuff. But every single time you do something, I'm going to plant seeds for future quests or other things that you guys want to do.
If we didn't do it, though, we wouldn't have had those little seeds coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got a really nice cloak out of that whole thing, so
That's true.
it was worth it.
What's in it for me?
You guys don't even know what half the cloak does yet as well. You just know it gives him
Yeah.
an advantage on initiative. That's it. That's like literally the first line of it.
Did I get the Heart of Vermin?
You did get the Hat of Vermin from Ralhafted.
Yeah, well.
And you also
And I also met Sprigget, and that was an
yeah.
important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sprigget is one of the most important characters to Zinni's story. And he's
You've
I think
learned
he's helped
about
everyone.
yourself.
Yeah, the whole institute and Dranf situation as well. That was interesting.
That could have been avoided, but
Maybe I should use sending spells just to speak to Sprigget.
I'm sure you have a lot of days where you're not using barely any spell slots. Anxie makes sure to get the most out of a lot of hers.
yeah.
I just occasionally message the innkeeper guy.
Hello, I miss
But I
you,
know-
X.
Like, even like when I was saying that we could ask him about runes of teleportation and stuff, like I could ask him about that in a sending spell. Not necessarily like what it looks like, but just if he knows anything about it. And what he know. I don't think I've spoke to him about the baleful eclipse, have I?
I don't think so. but for the runes, you'd have to show them. For the other thing, you can, I guess, relay some of the cryptic.
But yeah, I could send the cryptic, but
Although,
I mean, I can even.
no,
I
you
don't
can't
like.
send
I
the whole
was
thing.
just. I can just say about the teleportation. Like, does he know anything about runes of teleportation? We've seen stuff, and it'd be good to get like some of his knowledge on it. Like, I think that's even good enough.
I mean, we did
But-
learn a whole bunch of session as well.
Yeah,
Shift, what are
we
you doing?
know
This looks really weird.
what.
My dog is playing with my arm. He's trying to bite me.
Oh,
Oh.
He's in a playful mood.
puppy.
But what do you mean by runes of teleportation? We know what they do ultimately.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know how to use it, right?
Well, we can't use it. We don't have any teleportation spells yet.
Yeah, it's basically just like a half stone point sort of thing.
Yeah,
So once you get a
imagine-
teleportation circle spell, you can teleport to any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Snoopy.
A cute dog.
So the most you can garnish from that is him telling you that what a teleportation circle is, basically, which we know.
You are not wrong though. There's a lot of questions that you can ask Sprigget, and even
They
just like
are,
things
they
that
are.
like randomly come up. He's like a bit of a confidant for you. So, given that we're taking a long rest now, at the end of the long rest, you can swap out your prepared spells if you want and take sending over something
sir?
else.
The thing is, ultimately, you would be using him as a researcher if he doesn't know something, which is good.
Yeah.
I find it very interesting to know that the Belfield Eclipse is the not very well known name of it. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
knowing
more
that there
common name.
is.
And also the fact that he knows about it means it's probably related somewhat to all the other bits.
I love how he looks like he's the biggest dog ever. He's so small. Like he's really small.
I want my cats.
He does look like it's just 90% fluff though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When we shower him, he's like, oh, it's a rat. It's all fluff, this guy.
Well, I think at this point
No.
we've been derailed enough, but it's also late enough. It's been almost 4 hours the session, so this is where we are going to call it quits. Start the next session, we will end the long rest, and that will be the start of the next
Nice.
day that we do. So there we go.
I've heard some people have like 6-hour long sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, well, some people just, don't have ADD or ADHD or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you stay up till 4 a.m. when I know your ass got to go back to work on Monday. Even if it is 2 days away,
Huh.
that's still fucked up.
It's fine. I don't see the correlation there. I go to
I don't
bed
see the
probably at-
correlation
yeah,
either.
I'm
I
pretty sure-
will probably go to bed at 4 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah,
I mean, we
me
just
too.
start D&D at midday instead.
Oh, my
True.
God.
I know.
I'm just telling you that you have something to do with your weekend tasks.
Yeah, all the prep for the session.
I was also joking. have it in me.
Also, Dax, is this a good idea or is this gonna end horrendously badly? Because I had an idea of the orb. I
Mhm.
wondered, could I get the spirit of
Why
death
would you
to
ask
click-
him that? That's like spoilers. What the hell?
just wonder what your thought is. So get the spirit of death to look inside the orb, like phase through it. Is there something inside it? Sort of
Does
thing.
it say it can phase through all matter? What's the wording on the spell?
One sec. I just got to find it. Incorporeal movement. The Reaper can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult to train. If it ends its turn inside an object, it shunts it out and takes damage, etc.
You can certainly try.
Also, thinking about what Tony was saying, it's kind of like where, I mean, now we know we're getting closer anyway. But hopefully one day, after probably 4 years of this campaign, we might start another campaign, right? What you then kind of maybe want to do is that the campaign is not dependent on, hey, does the party go to this fucking town?
Yeah, no,
Or like,
this entire campaign has been like designed around the theme of forgotten mysteries. And so that's why wherever you go, basically you find either another piece of the same
clue.
mystery or a different mystery.
Yeah, it's a very interesting experience. It really is. It's just I'm thinking about like
I already have an idea for another campaign that's like minimal backstory required, minimal world building, and would just be
you just land into the like
Yeah.
maybe not entirely an accurate example, but like you're doing the Skyrim fucking gameplay. There's fucking a dragon right away, and then you're kind of like, oh, what's that? And oh, okay, you kind of get led to the main city very quickly, and then you have some fucking guys screaming on top of a mountain, and everyone's like, hey, you should probably go to the top of that mountain because you're the dragonborn and blah blah blah. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
That's what this campaign is, yeah. But
Yeah.
I have an idea for another campaign that is basically more like a Skyrim DLC where you go to an isolated place and it's just like, hey, do a couple of these cool, well designed, but like densely packed, interesting quests. And like, that's it. And
I think
it ends significantly shorter, but it's like a very different and still hopefully interesting experience.
Yeah, I mean, I
Who's
think
90?
we'll be talking to Terry next session, most likely, unless something weird happens. So that should be the start of like the main quest as well.
I spent so fucking long yesterday and today properly characterizing Terry, coming up with his voice, thinking about all the things he was going to tell you, what I can and couldn't tell you. None of
I'm
that
Terry.
fucking prep got
I'm
used.
Terry. I'm
Well,
Terry. How do
we
you
can
do
all
that, by the way?
It's
we
a
could
lot
all
of
just
trial
pick
and error.
the long wrist buttons and then go visit Terry, right?
Not right now. I'm too tired for it now.
What does a Terry
Alright.
sound like?
Or my poor prep wasn't used. Let's use it.
Yeah,
I'm too tired.
Okay,
voice Irish.
don't fucking start this with me.
Then don't complain!
Listen, he has some days. Oh, fuck, my toast. 1 sec.